Hello. I didn't see you there. I'm just getting my lunch and my coffee and my bevy. But I guess it's time for us to have a little chat, isn't it? Let me get my headphones on and we'll get this party started. Hmm. So nice of you to stop by and keep me company while I eat lunch. I really appreciate it. I wonder if we'll have any other visitors today. Hello.
Not you doing the Mr. Rogers cold open.
Making fun of me.
What? I was unprepared.
I'm sorry I'm late. As you can see by my this week's name, I'm a little on the tired side.
Yeah, this is the first time that I have been on time. I got there as soon as you sent the link, and then I opened it up and I'm like, where is she?
But see, I at least I left you the wall to look at.
Thanks.
And hello to our guests in the chat room, Ronald and Darlene.
Hello,
Nice of you to
hello.
join us. So why don't I put up the banner and we get this show on the road before I start eating my food?
I'm trying to pull up the list so I know what we're about to be talking about.
Hello and welcome to the Friday Coffee Klatsch. I am Danny.
And I am Artemis or Maya.
And we are your, what we decided last week? Voice in the back. We are
Is,
your background sound. That's what it is. We are
is that
your
what we said?
back,
I've already forgotten.
we are your background sound. We are here to keep you company while you do your laundry, while you eat your lunch, or a late lunch, I guess, because it's 2:30 here where we are. But it might be breakfast time where you are. Who knows who's watching us? But whatever it is, folding laundry, stirring a pot of stew, running after your crazy children. We're here to talk about life, yarn, and everything in between. But yarn comes first because that's how we started.
Actually, life comes first.
True, life comes first.
Life comes at you fast. What commercial is that? Whose commercial line is that?
I'm sure it's an insurance company.
Probably. Actually, yeah, maybe I'll say life comes at you fast.
So why don't we start with what we're drinking? I am doing iced coffee again this week in my fake ball jar. And I am using chocolate caramel creamer this time. And oat milk again. So it tastes like chocolate milk.
I am not I've discovered I am not really so much of a chocolate coffee girly. I usually, if I'm getting a coffee, I prefer caramel hazelnut most of the time. Ooh, Ronald's
Ronald's
having some
having some
cantaloupe.
cantaloupe. Oh,
Well,
I forgot to put cantaloupe on the grocery list last week. I'm definitely gonna put some on this week before it goes out of season.
I went to Darlene's having some Crystal Light. I haven't had Crystal Light in a long time.
Crystal Light tea or lemonade?
I went to the dollar store intending to fully get something else, and then what did I happen to see on the shelf? Lime cucumber Gatorade.
Oh no! So did
I
you just buy out their shelves?
No, I only bought two. I only bought two because I fully was going to get something else. But I, like, 2 weeks ago went to Walmart because Walmart was the last place that I could remember had lime cucumber Gatorade. Scoured the shelves. It was nowhere. It was absolutely nowhere. And I
She's
was like,
drinking Crystal Light tea.
I'll never
That's the
drink this
best
again. Ooh,
kind.
yum. But I was like, I'm never gonna get it again. And then there it was at the good old Dollar General.
To be honest, I have been drinking Gatorade Zero because your father has it in the fridge, and I am on this quest lately to says Artemis, your voice is going in and out.
Ooh, okay.
It doesn't sound like it's going in and out to me, but look at Ari showing up. Hola,
Aren't you supposed to be
Ari.
at work?
Yes, you're supposed to be learning how to fix cars.
Oh, Ronald says it's both of us. That's so that sounds
Uh,
like it could be a you
that
problem.
that sounds like a him issue because I can hear you and you can hear me,
International man of mystery, you need to get your hacker on the line
and
and fix this for you.
Darlene can hear us. So
Ari's
yeah.
on lunch break. Did you schedule
Oh,
your lunch break around us, Ari?
oh, so sweet, so sweet. So I'm also having I'm gonna move my headphone out of the way because I'm also having a hostess coffee cake and some chicken nuggets done in the air fryer with some honey mustard.
From Bojangles.
Yes, from Bojangles, your
Not the
favorite
Bojangles
place.
honey mustard. I just went to Bojangles the other day, but I'm not really eating anything. I do have a snack over here of Dollar General knockoff Thin Mints, but I am not necessarily. I'm not. I don't think I'm gonna eat those now. I need to go out and get some food later. I've
Yes, you need
recently been
protein.
eating. I
I
made
actually
burgers in the
had
air fryer.
I actually had breakfast before, which you know normally I don't eat before we do this. This is usually my first meal of the day on Friday, but I actually had breakfast this morning because my tummy was hurting.
I just woke up 20
And
minutes ago.
there we go, getting into life. Because yes, my tummy's been hurting for the last couple days. So, and
Ooh,
well, not a big deal. From what my sources, my reading has told me it's part of the good old change of life. I am a woman of a certain age, and I guess you get a bloated tummy and
the
stomach pain,
change.
so it just goes with it. I've got those gel supplements that help with gas,
Hmm.
so I'm taking those.
Okay, nice. I have
That helps.
not been having those issues. I've just been just so tired, frantically trying to do far too many things, honestly.
Well, the countdown first on our list, the countdown to the cruise has started, which we've been talking about, which y'all might as well get used to the fact this is what we're going to talk about, or at least what I'm going to talk about every Friday till we go on vacation because I we've hit the point where I start to get nervous about, do I have everything?
Hmm.
Do I need to order anything before we go? Because if I need to buy anything else, I need to do it like soon for it to get here before we go. Because I don't drive, so I can't just run out to Walmart the day before and pick up something.
Meanwhile, I've got senioritis and I feel it coming and I don't want to do anything.
Yeah, your father gets that too. When it gets close, it's like he can feel the vacation coming and he just gets in that mode
But
of I don't
we
feel like doing anything.
yeah, but we have to somehow move an entire house between now and then. We have not
Mhm.
packed or moved anything.
Oh Lord Jesus, start packing now.
Uh,
I would see the way I am. As it is, we're going on vacation in about 3 weeks, and I don't bug me, Ari.
not
I
only
know you.
coming here on his break and saying, "Hey,
The progress we're gonna show it as soon as we get to the yarny crafty thoughts.
we don't have many life updates. We should be there fast."
Yeah, we're zipping through that. The only thing I wanted to mention on the countdown is I did buy that thing that's
Ooh,
supposed
the neck
to
cooler.
cool my neck,
Does it
and
work?
sort of. I haven't had a chance to do it outside yet.
Uh huh.
Um, I put it. It was gel when, and I don't know if you can hear this. It
It
ain't
sounds
gel.
hard.
It ain't gel no more.
Yeah.
It was gel when I bought it. I put it in a. I just put some cold tap water, and I put it in a bowl. This was last night,
Hmm.
and it didn't instantly freeze like you see on the videos. It's like,
It
and
took a
it does.
second.
It took a minute, and it didn't get this hard till overnight because we've got the air conditioner. Apparently, anything below 86 degrees Fahrenheit is
Will
when
solidify
is
it.
when it starts to solidify it. So being in my air conditioned bedroom by morning, it was rock solid. But it doesn't, like holding it in my hand. It doesn't feel. You pick it up and go, oh, this is not cold. This is not ice.
Yeah, it doesn't feel cool to the
It
touch.
doesn't really feel that cool, but you put it on your neck and there is a slight coolness, but again, not like ice, more like I've got it on my neck
Like
now.
a cold piece of plastic.
More like you get a cold metal spoon out of the sink, out of the dishwasher, I
Uh
mean out of
huh.
the drawer, or like the cool side of the pillow
Mm-hmm.
when
So
you're
like a
hot.
little bit, yeah.
So I don't know what it's going to be like when we are actually outside in
Mm-hmm.
the hot temperatures. But right now, like I've got it on my neck now, and I I can see it being a pleasant addition to other things. My whole plan was to like use this and use the cooling cloth thing
Mm-hmm.
that I normally use and figure a combination of the two might help. So
Okay.
I'm definitely gonna take it with me. And I haven't put it in the freezer. I don't know if you put it in the freezer or in the fridge, if it actually starts to
We'll
feel
get
more
cold,
cool,
cold. Yeah.
and hold on to that coolness. I've just done regular cool water. And like I said, it's like it doesn't feel like ice. It feels like sand. If you do this, you can't see it, but if you do this, there's like cracks.
Oh, okay, I can see it a little bit.
It's like sand.
Oh, don't break it.
Oh, I'm not gonna break it. It feels like sand. The only thing I wish is that when I got it, I opened it and it said size medium on it. Now the thing that I when I bought it, the site didn't have any sizes whatsoever. I would have gotten large because
Yeah.
this thing, as you can see it, is and I mean it's like around my neck.
Ooh, I would not be able to do that. That would make me so claustrophobic.
So
I literally, talking about life updates, I was at work yesterday and I just put on the wrong bra. I somehow just put on the wrong bra that was like a little bit too tight. And it's like the straps push in a little bit too tight and then the band is a little bit too tight. And just the pressure from my bra set off a migraine. Just
well,
because
you know what I'm gonna say.
um,
Um, if you had given me your measurements, then I could have bought you a new bra.
see, well, what happened was,
Just like your sisters. Nobody's giving me their measurements. So y'all stop complaining about your bras because I was gonna buy you new bras.
what happened
Just
was,
like your grandmother used to buy me bras. I was gonna
okay,
buy
so
y'all some
we
bras.
still have time for the cruise. I will just send you my measurements and then you can order them and then I'll just pick them up
They
whenever I
won't
get to
get
your
here on
house.
they won't get
Where
here
are
on
you
time.
ordering them from?
Wherever I order them from, they're not gonna get here on time.
What do you mean?
Send
We've got a month.
We do not have a month. We have like 2 weeks, ma'am. It
We
is like it's the 11th.
what week is it? What's the day? Hell,
We're going on September 3rd.
okay. 1, 2, 3. We got 3 weeks. If we order right now, we got 3 weeks. Order now and you will get an extra bra included at half the price.
All
I
right.
will
Send me your
send
measurement.
you my measurements once I take my measurements.
But as I was saying, if I knew that we were what is confusing, sir? Are we still breaking up on you?
Or is he confused about the bra talk? Ronald said earlier she said 3 weeks, now 2 weeks, now a month. This is confusing. That's what's confusing. Is you not keeping track of the date and trying to make me feel like we don't have enough time.
Well, that's how it feels to me. That's how it feels to me. It feels like the vacation is right around the corner. Like we're going to be leaving next week. I feel like I need to pack now. So if I was moving like you, as soon as I heard that, oh, we got the go ahead, we've got a new place, I'd already be throwing stuff in boxes. Now
I'm just
at your age, I wouldn't have. When I was your age, I would have waited till the last minute, put it off because I don't want to pack. But now I'm so anxious about that kind of stuff that I would have started packing as soon as I found out, just to make myself feel better.
I it's a combination of one, I don't want to pack, and two, every time that we move, I end up losing things. Like they get packed in a separate box somewhere, or like maybe a box that just never gets opened whenever we move to the new house for some reason because it's stuff we don't need right away. And so I end up losing things, and I'm so paranoid about losing something that I might need, like something off of my craft table, something out of the office, something like oh, it's stressing me out.
I feel you. I feel you.
But anyway,
I lost the stack of 1940s era work basket magazines that I had collected
oh no,
between moving from Gasonia to here.
never found them.
Never found them. Never
Oh my
found them.
goodness.
Makes me sad, but
See,
I try
you're
not
not
to think
making me
about it.
feel better. You're not
I
making
try
me
not to
feel
think about
better.
it. Okay, so are we ready to move into our crafty thoughts since we have no other life updates? Any market stuff this past weekend that you want to
Oh,
comment on?
yeah, somebody came in with a camera and was doing interviews with people. And so I got to do a little like, hi, my name is Artemis or Maya, and my business is Maya Mendy. I do henna tattoos and blah, blah, blah. And it looks like, because he had an official, the fancy, like, the microphones that they have on the news where it's like the microphone and it's got the little square box around it with the like logo or whatever. It was one of those. And so I was like, I feel so fancy. But other than that, no, not any market recaps. No, no.
Okay, so I guess we're gonna move on to our yarny thoughts.
Yup.
Yarny, yarny. See how efficient I am today.
Ooh, Ari, we can't talk about that. I will update you later when I know, but we can't talk about that. I've talked to them. We're not allowed to talk about it.
Okay, so Ari, since he's on his lunch break, I will put him out of his misery. There is not much progress on my top to go over the
Oop,
dress, and I just
there goes the hook.
you heard me drop the hook, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
It's not much progress. I mean, for me, it's not gonna look like much progress to you. Me, I feel like I'm making progress because I know I'm on the part. I was doing the part where it was the part where everybody starts, and now I've moved on to the part that's specifically for my size. You know how
Mm-hmm.
a pattern will section. So when I move to that part, that feels like progress to me.
Yeah.
But still, this is oh come on.
Oop, not us losing it. Where to go?
Oh, I dropped the hook from a different project. Never mind. This is still all I've
Okay,
got left. I
that's
got
some progress
done.
though.
Yeah, yeah,
Because I think on the last stream you were in that second solid band there,
yeah,
and so you're a
yeah,
good whisker.
yeah. I'm about 5 rows above that second solid band. So I've made some progress, but it doesn't look like much. And I'm still on the first ball of yarn. I bought 4 balls of yarn because it
Mm-hmm.
came in a pack. I'm still on this first ball of yarn. But thank you for believing in me, Ari. I am going to work on it this week. I have some. I'm either going if someone lets me on Dropout, I am going to watch a quart of Fay and what is it, a quart of Fay and Flowers?
Yeah, quarter flame flowers. I'll have to watch
But
that then.
if not,
Yeah.
then I my backup is on YouTube. I'm going to watch some Critical Role. So if there's something that's long like that, then
Hmm.
it's easier for me to like
Yeah.
get in the flow if I'm not trying to change between episodes and things like that.
Also,
So
you should be able to get on Critical Role after this because I just finished Never After, which means I've watched most of the ones that I want to watch right now. So I'm probably gonna go watch something else for a while. I think Ari was the only other person that was like consistently getting on because he was also watching Never After. Um, but we can talk about that later in the show stuff. But I think you should be able to get on soon.
cool, cool, cool. So
I
that is all of my crafty stuff other than my coloring page update, but you do yours first.
Okay, so I've got mine. I've got two sleeves. I've just got one right here because the other one's in my bag. But I've got two sleeves that look like this. I started one and then had to back it up because the bell part of the bell sleeve wasn't like as wide as I wanted. And so I went back and just like doubled the increases to get a bit more of a bell, which is
Mm.
because I like a dramatic bell sleeve. And then I have the first uh like front panel. So this is
So
the first like
you finished both sleeves and you're on the front cross panel of
yes, both
yours.
sleeves took like a skein, like a little over a skein, and then I finished. This is a complete finished panel, so I finished
Uh,
one front panel, and I've still got a little bit of that skein left. So I'm working on the second panel. I'm starting to think I'm going to have yarn left over. I was like I was calculating for I think I always calculate for just the most yarn, and so I just did the max that they like asked for. So I think I'm definitely gonna have some white
Mhm.
yarn left over. But I did
Yeah, I have that tendency too. I just go for whatever the top amount is,
mhm.
and if I have leftover yarn, I'll find something else to do with it.
Yeah, because I just don't want to end up with not enough yarn. And I
Yeah,
am using
I think Maya's gonna finish. Thank you, Ronald. Thank you so much, Ronald. I'm getting a scary feeling that mine might be too big, but
well,
I'm
it's
still
meant to be
gonna.
kind of drapey. I think even if it's too big, it'll look good.
I hope so. I hope
I
so.
I also
Because
think I'm
because
making mine too big
because I'm
though.
working on it, and as it almost seems like it's getting wider as I worked on it. So I'm glad I didn't go with the 5X, because I
Hmm.
looked back at my notes to say, did I go with the 4X or the 5X? No, I went with the 4X. I'm going with the 4X. So
Have you
it,
held it up in front of you and it feels like it
yeah,
goes?
I mean, I keep holding it up and I can do it like I get across the front and past my midway point, because side seam I count that as
Yeah.
my midway point. I get a little bit past that
Uh huh.
to where I could almost put it together. Not quite. There's still room like this where I can't really put it together in the back. So
So it'll just be a cute drapey number.
yeah, yeah, I hope so. I hope so. And on the pattern, it has a thing after you put it together, like when you put it together, you seam it in
Hmm.
on the sides. It's not just like do a seam down here. You also do a little bit going in like this so it nips in on you a little bit. I don't know
Hmm.
if I'm going to do that though. I'll have to see after I try it on.
Okay. Worst case scenario, if we both made them too big, if mine fits yours, I'll let you wear mine, and then I will wear yours.
Either way, I think if I really hustle, I might get it done. Push come to shove, my backup is I have a white button down shirt that I still has the tag on it that I have never
Hmm.
worn, that is wearing in my closet. I can wear the white button down shirt and roll up the sleeves and do the little,
The little
tie
knot.
the little
Yeah.
knot at the waist and just wear it like that.
Push come to shove, I am thinking in my head that I have no backup so that I finish this top.
Okay, any other crafty stuff, or is that all you've been working on?
Oh well, I didn't show my thing from last time. Hang on, because I think some people saw it on Sunday game night, but some people here are not in Sunday game night. So um, this is the vest that I was talking about last week. That I okay. How? Oop! Please work with me. Work with me. Okay, so it's got like the top flips over to a collar, and then this mandala goes in the back, and then it comes down to a V point, which I need to like block or something or whatever. And it's got ties. It's just a tie like just under the chest. So I finished this. I made sure this is the last thing I was doing before I did my top. So I finished this other than weaving in the ends and then started my top. So I need to weave in these ends. So hopefully I can hang it up at the market tomorrow.
Oh, so you're selling that? You're not wearing it? I thought you were taking that on vacation.
Nah, well, I mean, if it doesn't sell before we go on vacation, then I'll bring it with me. But nah, the plan was to sell it.
I misunderstood because you tried it on, so I thought you
Yeah.
were keeping it for yourself.
Well, I was just curious the fit and the size since I changed both the needle size and the yarn size. I was wondering where it kind of sat.
Well, since that's the case, then I can say to you, if you make yourself one, you should make it bigger.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I think
I
I'm
was
gonna
I
make.
was I was trying to be nice and find ways for you to make it work, because I thought you were making it to take on vacation. But if you're making it to sell, yeah, that's a
Yeah.
solid medium. Make yourself a size smaller,
Extra
size
medium.
larger.
Yeah, I would also probably pick different colors anyway. Thank you,
Mm.
Ronald. Thank you, everybody.
Cool, cool, cool. So I'm just gonna show my coloring page,
Yep.
and then we shall move on to our other stuff. I got in the mood to do another Quirkle, as I said before. So I did finish it. I actually finished it last week, but I didn't have time to show it. And I haven't done any coloring pages this week because I am trying to work on I'm resisting the urge to do coloring pages or any other crafty things because I'm trying to get this thing
Work
finished.
on the top, yeah.
Yeah. So whenever I'm in the mood to do a crafty thing, I
Ooh,
just
I
try
saw
to
a
make
little
myself
peek.
pick that back up.
Oh, it looks good.
So you think I picked good colors?
You did. It looks good.
Good, good, good.
I like
It
it.
always looks so much better in the camera than it does in person. In the camera, I can really see it. In person is I mean, I think it looks okay in person and probably up on the wall. I like it better once it's up on the wall, but in the camera, it looks it looks really good in the
It looks
camera.
good. It looks like a photo.
Yeah, in the camera it looks almost like a photo. I don't know what the camera does to that, but
Well, because I think the like with the quirkles and stuff, they're meant to be seen from like kind of further
yeah,
away, so you don't see the bubbles and the shapes and stuff.
yeah.
So the camera
So
just does that for you. It looks good though. You should definitely hang that. Maybe just above Martin, or
probably
um, maybe
because if I put
slide.
it here, that's too
It'll be blocked
low.
behind you.
That'll
Maybe
be blocked behind me.
why don't we slide Beethoven down and put her where Beethoven is?
You think?
Yeah, let's slide Beethoven down.
Okay, well that'll be my task for next week or this week before next video to move it because I don't know if that double stick tape I bought. I don't know if it'll like re-stick or if I have to, but I have more of the tape,
Oh, okay.
so I can just put more tape on top of it. I kind of
Ooh,
wanted to put them up there and be
for just a
happy for
second.
them to stay.
Darlene said hubby's home for lunch. For just a second, while we've got all of our viewers here, we were thinking about changing to doing evenings instead of, because I've got like markets and things that are coming up and moving, and so it's kind of going to change my schedule. How does everybody feel about evenings, like after 8 o'clock? On like we haven't figured out a day yet, but everyone throw in the chat later how you feel about evenings after 8 o'clock on maybe Fridays or maybe like earlier in the week. Just let us know, or maybe on Saturdays. I just want to have an idea of what we're doing so we don't lose our only viewers.
Although somebody's watching it because the video I've got um not the video,
the
the
the VOD
newsletter
newsletter, yeah.
that the monthly newsletter that YouTube sends out to us as creators
Hmm.
said that we got like 75 viewers last month.
Is it adding
75
up?
or 75 views last month. But even if we did, 36912, for the 4 Fridays,
Yeah.
who else is watching it?
Well, 36912 will also include like maybe you, me, and Chloe. So that would be 6 times 4 would be 28. Is that right?
I don't know how to do maths.
Something like that. Down for any day except for Monday. Yeah, I know not Monday. Ari, I wouldn't be able to do Monday either. That's not got D&D. I was kind
Hey,
of thinking Saturday,
yeah,
but
we're not going to take up the whole stream with this. Just if any of you have a thought, or if if you can't hang out with us on a day other than when we are right now, we understand. Um, the video on demand will always be here if you want to
mm,
watch us later.
I just want to try to accommodate for you guys at least a little bit if we can.
Yeah, since you are our main viewers.
All right. So moving on, we were gonna do a little bit of like catching up on the games from last week, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you want me to just do my quick rundown,
Yeah, start
or do
down the
you have
line.
anything?
I
Or
start
do
down
you
the
have
line. I
anything?
will chime in.
Well, I was hoping to eat another nugget. Darn it.
Nope.
Nope. Okay. Okay, I am going to stream down these really fast. I'm going to try not to waste time like I did last week because a lot of this is old news. So let me get the gaming thoughts. We're going to do quick gaming thoughts today and then do our normal. This week is supposed to be what we're watching. So we'll do our normal what we're watching. And then next week we'll be doing gaming again, but a little more in depth. So that's just a thought for you guys of what we're about to do. So catching up from last week, we missed the wholesome game sale I wanted to talk about. They had a bunch of games. I did mention it in the Discord for anybody who wanted to see that and possibly get a game or two on sale.
Mm.
Um, Witchwood, if anyone is interested in Witchwood, it was on sale in the wholesome game sale, but it was also it's free if you have Prime Gaming until August 27th,
I'm gonna
22nd.
need you to pause. What is Prime Gaming?
If you have Prime,
Yeah.
if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming.
So it's like Prime Video, but it's
Yeah. Yeah, so
I would
if you're already paying for Prime, then Prime Gaming is part of that.
okay. I'm
And
assuming it's only on PC though.
they give you, yeah, it's on
Okay.
PC and they give you I'm trying to pull up the homepage right now, see if that's going to give us an issue here.
That's good to know though, because I'm trying to get a new laptop.
Yeah, Prime Gaming is they give you one or two videos a month. I'm not videos,
Games.
free games a month. They give you, I'm trying to pull up the thing so you can see. They give you
I'm trying to get rid of this glare on my glasses.
they also give you some free content for different games.
Ooh, cute.
Free in-game content, like if you're playing Valorant, you can get this whatever this thing is. If you're playing
Okay.
League of Legends, you can get this emote. Or is it showing on your screen?
Yeah, yeah, we can see it,
Okay,
or I can
okay,
see it.
okay. You know, so there's some games where you're getting the game free. There's some things where you're getting like in-game content for Roblox or
Yeah.
whatever. And every month there's like something that's free every month or every week. I had it on my thing for a while, but most of the games were things that were not for me, so I didn't. I took the because there's like an app that you can put on your desktop. I
Hmm.
took the app off my desktop, and so I wouldn't keep getting the
I
notifications
wonder if there's
because
Android stuff. I'm gonna
I
see.
don't. There might be, I can't remember. But there's different free games. So Witchwood is free until August 22nd. At least last time I checked, it was free till August 22nd. I do not see it on here now.
Ooh, you might
S-
have to search for it because if they've got a bunch of stuff, they're probably just putting up whatever the most popular is at the top or whatever.
Yeah, last time I looked for it, I had to.
There it is.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, as you can see, I already collected it. That's one of the things I like about it is that you can what they call collect it, kind of like you do with Steam. You can have it in your library but not necessarily download it on your computer.
Ooh, I'm gonna go do that then.
You can download it later.
Do you have to have the app
Mm.
to do that, or could I do that in the browser?
No, you can do that in the browser
Okay, I'm gonna go collect it
because
then.
I took the app off of my thing, so you can
Yeah, I
do
didn't
that
know
in
if
the
you got it
browser.
before. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna collect it and then I can play
So,
it later. Because I watched a
but
little bit of some YouTubers playing this and I want to play it.
yeah, so you're familiar with Witchwood.
Mhm.
It's a little bit of a witchy, crafty,
Witchy crafty
cozy,
cozy. Yep.
which is my vibe. According to the game genres, it says puzzle, role playing, simulator type situation. But that's my vibe. So I'm pretty sure you can just collect it without downloading the app. I'm pretty sure because it's trying to prompt me to download the app, and I'm pretty sure I don't have the app
Okay,
on my desktop. So
I can go check it out later.
check that out later. But that's available on the 20.
Ooh,
Another thing,
you talk. My dog is barking. I'm so sorry.
Another thing that I wanted to mention, that I found when I went back to, because I hadn't been on Prime Gaming for a little while, and when I went back, I didn't realize that they had these little free daily games that you can play, which, when everybody's familiar with Wordle, when Wordle came out, everybody seemed to have rushed to come up with some other little word game that has a daily puzzle. And this one, Waffle, Nerdle, I can't do because that's math. Okay. But Waffle is a game where I think it's a game where you would just get the daily puzzle, but then they have an extra, like a royal waffle that you would have to pay for. But because you have Prime, your Prime pays for you to access it. So if you go through the Prime Gaming page to play, then all of the paid stuff is unlocked for you, if that makes any kind of sense. And and if you like those kind of word games, this is the kind of thing that, as soon as I get off work and I sit down with my dinner, I play my BGA games, and then I've been playing this waffle game, which is basically, there are all these words. You've got this crossword,
It's like a Wordle
and
crossword.
yeah, it's like a Wordle crossword, and you have 20 swaps remaining and it'll let you, because this is the paid one. It'll let you continue after if you've used up all your 20 swaps, but it doesn't like count as you winning the game. But you can continue solving it if you just feel like it. But yeah, the green ones show you that this is a position that those letters go in, and the yellow, just like with Wordle, the yellow is like the letter goes in here, but not in that position. And as you can tell, like this O up here is definitely going to go in the vertical word,
Mhm.
not in the horizontal word. If the O
Yeah.
was down here where the V is, then you'd be like, oh, does it go in the vertical word or the heart? It could be either one.
Uh-huh.
But with the O being up top there, it's definitely going to be in in the vertical word. And you just swap the letters around. Like
I'm gonna
if
waste a lot of time playing this game.
Yeah, you just click and drag it over to where you think you want it to go, and then okay, so I got that one right. Okay, now I got to figure out where that V is going to go.
Also, why
So
did the top O stop being? I'm confused. Because
because since we moved that O over, that took care of
oh,
where it's
the
going
O
to
that's
go
in the
in that
okay.
word. So now that O doesn't go in that word at all. So you know that O, because it's white, goes somewhere else
Gotcha.
altogether. So
Cute.
yeah, so I that's a little wordy game that I like to play. And like I said, even if you don't have Prime, even without Prime Gaming, you can play the just like the regular daily waffle. But
Mhm.
if you go through the Prime Gaming play page, then it unlocks the daily waffle and the big waffle and the waffle archives if you just feel the need to sit there and play three of them in a row or whatever.
If you feel the need to waffle.
If you feel the need to waffle. So, but I thought that was fun. Okay. Palea
Palea.
is now, when I was going to mention it last week, I was going to mention the closed beta. I signed up for the closed beta. I got into the closed beta on the 8th. The open beta started on the 10th, which was yesterday.
Nice.
It took me all yeah, but I started that I they sent me the email on the 8th. I got I didn't see the email till the 9th. I
Mhm.
started the morning of the 9th downloading, between my internet issues and some of the server things they were having going on, and plus I had to update some drivers on my laptop. It took me all day yesterday
Oh my goodness.
to get this all right to be able to do paleo. And so then today I created my person,
That's the one you just sent me the
and
picture of today,
that's the
right?
one I sent you the picture of. I created my person, and then I do I still have it up?
Do you?
I might. Okay.
Looking for a picture.
Oh no, I got it. I just have to do the clickety clickities.
Opening a picture.
But I wasn't able to play
Mm.
because it couldn't connect to the server,
Oh,
which I don't know if it's a problem with my computer or if it's an issue of,
too many people flooding the server.
yeah, because they just started the open beta
Hmm.
on, what's today, the 11th. So they just started open beta yesterday, and some of the streamers that I follow said they weren't going. Can you see
Yeah,
picture? Okay. Some of the people I follow, no, that's not what I want.
get out of there.
Some of the people I follow don't sent these to Maya simply so she could see the hair.
Because it looks good. Sometimes
Yeah.
I've seen, and then also I've seen so many people talking about sometimes where they try to do the like braids or if they try to do
Or
locks or something,
locks.
and it's so like
Mhm.
unbelievably chunky, like at the roots for no
Uh-huh.
reason.
Uh-huh.
But
Mhm.
these look good.
And the curly hair on here is not the best.
Hmm.
The curly hair has that
Is it white
chunky,
girl curly or is
has
it?
that, no, it's like they tried to do black girl curly, but it does have the just like the big chunky pieces.
Hmm.
So it's not the greatest, but the ones with the braids, all the ones with the braids look really good.
Mm,
They've got a one that's like a big puffs, but they're braid puffs. And
cute.
then they've got one that's
What you should have
what
done is taken a screenshot of your character with every single braid hairstyle, and we could
well
just go
I
through them.
that's what I should have done, maybe next week, because I, like I said, I didn't get to play. I was going to see if I could at least get in to see if I wasn't going to play long today, but I just wanted to see if I could get in to see if my computer could handle it, because like I said, it took forever to download, and then I had to update my driver for my video card. And like my video card, because I checked all the specs and it's like, okay, yeah, my core processor is good and I got enough RAM and this and this. And then when I got to the video card, it was like my system says that I have like the standard Intel that it shipped with. But I remember, which I didn't realize when I got this laptop from your sister, that this was a refurb when she bought it. I thought
Mm,
she bought it brand new.
hmm.
So that made it less confusing when I looked and the system said that it was the standard system video card, but the sticker that is sitting on my laptop
Yeah.
says NVIDIA GeForce. So I'm like, okay, so somebody did some upgrades and stuck the sticker on here so you would know. So, but even I typed in the name on the sticker, and even that card, according to Palia, said, no, we do not like that video card. Let's see.
Finally
He's
back to my
setting up a
computer.
Frosthaven.
What's Frost Saving again? Is that the show?
That's a board game.
It's a game. Okay.
It's a board game.
You said it
One,
like it's a
one,
game that you don't
oh,
like.
no, that. No, I'm saying board game, as in welcome to the government.
Oh, it's a welcome to the
in
government. Never
in
mind.
in person. Welcome to the government in person. Take up the whole dining room table, if I'm not mistaken.
Never mind. Have fun, Ronald. I'm picturing like towers and like swinging things and like trains that move around the table and like people exchanging real money, someone signing away the deed to their house.
The game is called Waffle. If you go to gaming, I think it's called gaming.prime.com. No, gaming.amazon.com. And on their front page, if you have Prime, which I'm pretty sure you have Prime, they call it D&D in a box. Yeah, that's Maya speed. But yeah, the waffle game, you can if you can go to waffle.net and play it, or wafflenet.com. I already took it off my screen. I don't.
Link will be in the description.
No, it won't because that I'm too lazy.
Stop doing
But
that. Put it in the description. Chloe, cut that out. The link will be in the description.
but you can go to wafflenet and play it there. You found the waffle. You found the
Good.
waffle. You found the waffle on the Prime site? Yeah, if you have Prime, it unlocks all the extras. That's why I said go through the Prime Amazon gaming site. Okay. What else were we talking about?
I don't know what else
Uh
is in the list.
Basically Palia, I don't know if I'm going to be able to access it, but I updated the driver on my video card was like version 300 something, and they're on version 570 something.
Oop.
So I definitely needed to install a new driver. So I installed the new driver. That took a minute, and
So
like I
hopefully you'll be
said,
able to play it now.
it. I don't know because when I try to like when it has the loading screen and the music on the loading screen starts playing, I can't remember hearing this when I watch people play it on the video, but like you'll hear the music and then you'll hear like a bzz, bzz, and I don't know if that's like a feature of the game because they're in a weird, you know,
Yeah.
weird world, or
If
if
that's just your computer
it's
saying,
just my
sweetie, what you
computer.
doing?
Exactly. It could be my computer saying, I don't know. Because as it is, this monitor is barely being propped up.
So what needs to happen is you need to get a new laptop, like Daddy suggested, and then whenever I come for the cruise, I'll just take that off your hands.
Whatever. Um, what else? What else? What else? So if I play Palea, y'all will hear about that next week.
Yes.
Okay. Um, where's my other list? I've got another list that you can't see.
What? A list I can't see?
Yeah, I got another list that you can't see.
You're not allowed secondary list.
Well, I didn't want to bother you. This is my list of games that I've been playing, but I didn't want to add it to the big list
Now
because
already
that
saying the GoFundMe for 3 items now.
we need to do one of those teacher lists where it's like,
Yeah, like
hey, teacher
whoever can
supplies,
contribute
we need this and this and this. You solved the
solved it
waffle.
already. Dang,
Yeah, they're
that was
not
fast.
terribly hot. Did you do the regular waffle or did you do the royal waffle?
The royal waffle.
The first two times I did the royal waffle, I was like two moves away from getting it right.
Mm.
And then the third time I did the royal waffle, I got it with like 5 moves left to spare.
Yeah, Ronald said
So
he did the royal
the
waffle.
royal waffle, of course you did, because you're smart like that.
He's
Um,
not an international man of mystery for
nothing.
nothing.
Okay, I found this game called Balance Stuff. I told you I'm going to run through these real quick. We haven't
Okay.
hit an hour yet. Um, Balance Stuff. I don't know if this is an ad because
Okay.
they keep showing it's an iOS game. I don't know if they have it on Android, but they keep showing this drink. Let's see. I'm pulling it up so that I can show y'all. I downloaded it because it was pretty, and I can't remember if it was just like an ad while I was on what am I trying to say? Okay, stop that.
Also, sorry if y'all are hearing chewing noises. I did get hungry and remembered that I had some pepperoni.
Well, at least it's protein. Okay. So This is again, I don't think there's an Android version. I think it's only but it's free. And I'm like, this art is too pretty to be free. And then as I was playing it, they kept showing me this thing of if you balance this certain soda, you get certain credits or something. And it's like I've never heard of this soda before. And then I started looking at
Bye, Ari. See you next Friday.
bye Ari, thanks for coming to hang out. Um
They
and
do not
then
have it on Android.
I started to see
You
I
too.
I
Have a good
I,
weekend.
I think I did some sort of research or something, and um I think it's a British drink. But the bottom line
Okay.
is I think it's a British drink. So
The whole game is an ad.
I think the whole game might be an ad for this British drink. It's like a British soda or something,
Mm-hmm.
or a fruit punchy thing or something. I can't remember the name of it, and it's not, and it doesn't show when you go to the app store. You only see it after you open it. But other than them saying, "Hey, you can get some credits for this drink," there's no other ad in there.
Oh.
So if that's the only ad you're going to give me is featuring a drink as one of the balance items,
Mm-hmm.
a drink that I can't buy anyway, I don't
Yep.
really care. You know what I'm saying?
That's pretty nice.
Because it's one of those games that it's if you want a cute little fun thing to play on your iPhone, that's not because I do like to keep a few games on my I'm yelling, I'm sorry. I do like to keep a few games on my iPhone that are not um what's the word? That are not big, that don't require a lot of space. Like I would not try to play Wildflowers on my phone because I want to be able to see the details of everything. But why is it quiet all of a sudden? Did I lose somebody?
No, I'm
No,
here.
y'all still there. Oh, yeah, it got so quiet. I didn't even hear you chewing. I got confused.
Yeah, I muted myself because
Uh,
I started eating a cookie.
oh, okay.
It's crunchy.
I opened it on my phone because I was trying to see if I could if that drink showed up in my. Oh, I already knocked my stuff over.
Oh
I already knocked
no.
my stuff
Oh.
over. But you can see the game is a cute little. It has different drinks and different um toys and different depending on what level you're on. You have to try to balance all the stuff and have it not fall over. And that's pretty much the whole game. And it's not big, so I can play it. I'm getting to you, or Ronald. I see you. I'm getting to you. Let me get this off my screen. So that's balanced stuff. I if you have an if you have any if you're watching and you have an iPhone, it's free. If you're in the UK, they'll probably try to sell you a fizzy drink.
For
But
Android users, sorry we ain't got it.
but yeah, for Android, we don't have
I
it.
just checked.
Um, I'm going to sidetrack because Ronald has asked me if I ever play any merging games.
The answer is yes.
Ronald, that is a loaded question because I love merging games. Um, I I don't know if I'm were we talking about this last week or the week before, but like match three games, I am
Mm-hmm.
so tired of match three games. But
Mm-hmm.
merging games, on the other hand, I think merging games have taken the place of because I used to play I going all the way back to Bejeweled Blast. I used to be all about the match three games, but I've gotten really tired of them now. But Love and Pies. He's playing Love and
Not
Pies.
loving
He's
pies.
playing Love and Pies. Oh my God, you're playing Love and Pies.
Not loving pie.
Love and
I
Pies.
actually had loving pies downloaded for a while. I just deleted it because I was like, I'm not dedicating any time to this, and it is just taking up space on my phone right now.
Ronald, have you not heard us talk about Love and Pies?
As
Uh,
the International Man of Mystery somehow missed every moment that we've mentioned loving pies.
pies? Loving Pies was, yeah, that had me in a stranglehold for a minute, and I yes, they do. Yes, they do. But they also have a little bit of an age gap situation in that book, in that game, that just kind of
And just drama left and right. It's all
drama.
it's some of it's good drama, and then just listening to her talk about it, some of it's good drama, and then it gets to like what?
But it does have
What?
queer representation because
Mhm.
you remember the girl who comes to take over the pie shop. The uncle is in a long term relationship with his boyfriend.
Yes.
So, and I like them.
Hmm.
I like
It's just
them.
everybody else that shows up is wacky.
And there was a little I don't know how far you are in the game, but they little every so often they have a little side game with the uncle and his boyfriend where they because on a lot of these merge games you have the main merge screen, and then every once in a while they'll do an event that takes you into a different merge screen where you have to unlock different things, and that merge screen only lasts. Okay, so he's on the second uncle game
I
now.
don't think I even saw the first Uncle game. I did not get
Oh,
far into that
you're
game at
only
all.
on day 10 or 12. Oh yeah, you haven't gotten into the I don't think the age gap thing doesn't come up till a
That doesn't come
bit
up till
later
way
than
later, I
that. I
think.
can't remember how far I was, but I was way past day 12, I think. But yeah, Love and Pies is a good one. I would recommend Love and Pies because it lives up to the ads of, because when you see because I downloaded Love and Pies because of an ad that I saw on Instagram
Hmm.
that was showing a little bit of the drama, and this game actually lives up to the drama. The drama that you
Hmm.
see in the ads is actually in the game. So
I would
I
love to see a
I
merge
recommend it for
game
that.
that's like the plot of a show I already watch, like a Doctor Who merge game where you merge in dialects to make Cybermen or something. Like, give me, but like also like not the silly made up plot, but give me like I want to go through the actual like playing through the plot that I already know.
Yeah, she's not looking at it.
I
And
refuse.
honestly, sir, she's as blind as
I
I
refuse.
am. I would not know what you look like from that avatar on the screen because it is far too small.
I think you talk to your hacker and your hacker is using computer science because every time I look at that picture, all I see is colored bars, colored TV bars. And so I think you're trying to gaslight me right now because there is a picture there.
We are not using the term gaslight. That gaslight is a real thing. Stop it.
Okay, mom.
Okay, mom. Um, but there is okay, let me go finish go. So yes, Ronald, in answer to your question, yes, I do play merge games. I love playing merge games. Merge Mansion has me in a chokehold, and I think I've been playing Merge Mansion for almost a year. I play it every night. It's like my relaxing go to bed game. Um, I did get rid of Love and Pies after a minute, but I can't seem to get rid of Merge Mansion. I think it's a sunk cost situation.
It's
But they
Pedro
are
Pascal.
but they are I wasn't going to veer into this right now, but they are. I'm trying to bring it up on my screen. It's easier to see on my iPad, but I'm not getting up to get that. Um, on August 18th, Apple Arcade is going to have a merge game called Kingdoms Merge and Build, which
Exclusive.
I am an Apple Arcade subscriber,
Mm-hmm.
and I love when new things come to Apple Arcade because I subscribe, so
You
things
want to
that
get
I
your $5.
things that I want to play, and having something like because merge games are like a lot of match 3 games and other games are notorious for the do you want to play a little longer, give us $5, and I'm not going to do that. So having a merge game in Apple Arcade means I'm not going to get all these requests for extend your time, give me more money.
Mm-hmm.
There's also a puzzle game called Finity coming on August 25th. I wasn't gonna mention this stuff, but I might as well since I got it pulled up. Which I'm also looking forward to because usually when Apple Arcade once a week at least, I go and I scroll down to the bottom of the Apple Arcade page in the App Store, and that's where they tell you what's coming soon. And usually on the coming soon, there may be like three or four things, and only one of them I'm interested in. But this time, I happen to be interested in them all. They've got the Kingdoms Merge and Build that's coming. They've got Finity, which is like a it's kind of like a match three, but there is a sliding puzzle element to it,
Okay.
which makes it look a little bit interesting. So I'm looking forward to that one come. And Samba de Amigo.
Don't know what this is. You're saying it like I should.
Samba de Amigo. That was a PlayStation game from back in the day,
I do not
around
remember this.
around the same. It's I think it, if I'm remembering correctly, it's around the same era as Parappa the Rapper. It's a rhythm game. They had a peripheral where you had maracas that you could play, but they're having a version of it come to Samba de Amigo Party to Go is coming to Apple Arcade at the end of this month, August 30th.
They're revamping all these old games. When am I going to get Chibi Robo and Space Channel 5? That's all I
I
want.
know, wouldn't that be nice? But what I'm really looking forward to this one, not only is it a rhythm game, but unlike the other rhythm game that they have on there, the drum one that
I know
used to
which
be
one you're
on
talking about.
that used to be on Nintendo, this one has music that I
That
know.
people know. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not just video game and anime music, which is all that's in the drum
The
one.
Tokai something. I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah,
Chloe has it on the Switch.
yeah, this one, like this one's got Psy and Lady Gaga on it. It's got, it's got music that we would recognize.
Chloe, when you're editing this, can you put up the name of that game on the screen, please? Thank you.
You are such a goofball. You know she's not going to do it. Stop it. She's not editing any of our videos.
She
But
will. She's
okay,
just really behind. While we're
but
speaking of music games, since you went way off your list, I'm gonna bring us back to the original list that I
okay,
can
no, I've
see.
I've got I've got four things left and then I'm done. But you go ahead.
While we're talking about music games, Stray
Uh,
Gods is out. Stray Gods is out. It just came out like
it
yesterday. Stray
is.
Gods is out.
It
Oh,
is.
I'm gonna get. I'm trying to decide what system I want to get it on because I think I want to get it on Switch so I can carry it around and play it with me. But it's because I think it's
Girl,
out
that
on
game is
almost every system.
expensive.
Okay. Do you think I'm not worth it?
I didn't say that. I just said it's expensive.
Okay, but I'm worth it.
That's a $30 game, ma'am.
30. It's only $30. I'm absolutely gonna get it. I spent more than that on lunch the other day.
Ma'am.
It's only
Ma'am.
$30. I thought it was
Man.
gonna be like $69.95.
Well, I don't know how much it's gonna be on Switch because Nintendo likes to charge a premium for stuff.
$30,
But
and it's got Erica Ishii,
but
and it looks gorgeous.
On Steam,
Look at it.
it is $30.
It looks gorgeous.
It does look
Looks
gorgeous.
like a comic book.
It does look gorgeous.
And I want to play it so bad. I've been wanting to play it. I follow their thing on TikTok, and so they every time they post about stuff. That's how I found out that it was out. Was they posted like, "Oh, it's out
For
now. You can blah blah."
for those who aren't familiar, Stray Gods is the full name of this game is Stray Gods the role playing musical. So it is a musical game. There are songs. There is singing. I watched a little bit of the concert that they did right before the game came out.
I didn't get to see that.
But yeah, it's where it's like a modern retelling of the Greek gods. And so I think if I'm remembering it correctly, this one girl, her friend turns out to be one of the muses or something, and her friend dies. And since she happens to be there, she gets um, sucked into being the new
Being a
muse
muse.
because the last muse dies in front of her.
Mm. You mean like right here?
Like right here, perfect timing, right? So yeah, it looks interesting. I've seen it for a minute. It's been on my radar for a minute, but yeah.
And it sounds like
because
there's lots of
it
different
was
choices.
original.
And I saw one of the TikTok videos, if I'm remembering correctly, it said that there are like 4 or 5 different endings or something, and
Yeah.
they have soundtracks for
Uh-huh.
each like path that you take. So if you take like the good path or whatever, then there's like a soundtrack of songs for that. If you take the like evil path, there's a soundtrack of songs for that. If you take the ambiguous, so there's like they've got several different soundtracks for each thing, which is really cool. I want to play it so bad. I'm gonna be sucked into this game. Okay, I'm gonna be sucked into this game. Because normally when I play games like this, I have a hard time like choosing the like quote unquote evil path or whatever because it hurts my feelings. It makes me feel bad. But because there are other soundtracks associated with it, I kind of want to go through so I can get all the songs. We'll see once I actually start playing the game if I
In
have the heart to
musicals,
do
the
that.
villain songs are usually
Oh,
the best songs.
exactly. So if I get to like, I don't know, ruin somebody's life but get a banger of a bop, I mean, it might be worth it.
Okay, let me. Okay, we just hit the hour mark. Let me zip down through these. Stardew Valley hit Apple Arcade last week.
Did you
I
download it?
I did. I downloaded it to my um iPad, and I haven't played it since that first day, I'll be honest.
Mm,
But I played it enough to see that yes, I prefer touch controls
mm-hmm.
over it has I was worried that it was going to have like the virtual joystick
Yeah.
situation. And I think you can set it to do that, or you can set it to just touch controls. And I have it set to just touch controls, and that works fine. But it's the one of the reasons I haven't played it is because my shoulder and my wrist have been getting sore because I played too much Diner Dash.
Mm.
And
Did I just say that? I played too much.
too much Diner Dash and too much Restaurant Dash. Yes, Ronald, a musical, but it's a game. Yes. I just
It
saw your
looks
comment
good.
I saw your comment too late.
You should go
But
check out some of the trailer stuff, Ronald. It looks good. It's only $30 on every system. You can do it, Ronald.
do not be trying to talk people into spending their hard-earned money.
And today's
Um,
episode sponsored by Stray God.
yeah, you wish.
I
Um,
do wish that maybe I'd have a copy.
but the Stardew Valley, I can play it, but I think I'm gonna wait until either on vacation or after vacation, or at least after I finish making this top, because my arm gets the name of the
The name of the game is Stray, as in like stray dog. Stray Gods.
yes.
Yep, there we go.
Um the Basically I played a little bit.
Hmm.
I got lost.
Not
I
lost.
did, it got dark. I couldn't find my way back home.
Oh,
The map is too big.
you
But
can't do that. You're gonna get picked up by Joja Core.
I will try playing it. I'm glad that it is available for me to play on my iPad. I'm glad it is in Apple Arcade because I was this close to spending $8 to
Mm.
put it on my iPad.
I just checked
And
again to see if if it's crossplay. It's still not because I feel like you would enjoy that game a lot more if we were like I don't think you're not going to enjoy the game, but I feel like there is a lot more enjoyment in the game when you're playing it together with somebody, and that's the kind of game that even if I get all the way through the game, I would definitely play it again.
well, the first time I ever played Stardew Valley was
It was a Chloe,
I'm not
wasn't it?
yeah, it wasn't before all the hype, but it was like at the beginning of the hype,
Hmm.
before all the updates, before everybody started doing mods, before everybody and their cousin was doing a streaming let's play of it and talking about how it is a classic in, you know,
Classic. It just
yeah,
came out like 5 years ago or something.
they're talking about how it's a classic in farming cozy games and all this other. And you know me, I am a contrarian. The minute you start talking something up that much, I'm
Mhm.
immediately like, oh no, I don't want to play this.
Also, it's a classic, so Harvest Moon is just it doesn't exist. It's not there.
Whatever.
Classic. That irritates me.
Yeah. And I think it's Stardew Valley is like, okay, we're not gonna go off on that tangent, but
Nope.
I feel like Stardew Valley is the reason that everybody and their cousin wants to make
Farming
um
simulator.
a f- a, wants to make a pixel game. And it's like pixel graphics are not the thing, in my
Mhm.
opinion. In my
Well,
opinion. If you want
Pixel
to play a pixel game, and I hesitate to say anything about that because he is one guy making this game. And so I figure like, okay, he's one guy, maybe making it pixel is easier than trying to do some of these other graphics
it is.
that you do in something like wildflowers or something like that. Pixelated must be easier, but I just don't find pixel art that compelling.
We've been talking to Ronald CB too much. His YouTube is giving him videos about menopause.
Do what now?
That's hilarious.
Oh no. Oh no. Sorry,
That's
Ronald.
hilarious. Well, if you have anybody in your life that is going through the change, now you'll know what like medicine to suggest to them. We have a tried like medicine tester over here. You'll be able to
Oh,
help.
whatever. Whatever. But yeah, I mean, I like, and the thing with Stardew Valley is I can appreciate like the houses and the trees and stuff, but the people just don't have enough detail in them for me. And
That's
so,
so a lot of people will play Stardew Valley on like the computer and stuff, and so some of the mods that you can get, not while they're down like on the little thing, but when
mhm,
they come up in their little talk bubble, people have put mods in so that they've got like proper character art for their talk
mhm.
bubble. So they'll come up and they've got like detailed like character portraits and stuff.
That's another reason why I tried to make it. Although the character portraits in just the straight game in the talk bubble, the character portraits I don't have a problem with. I don't like watching little ant people walk around on this. So pixel
Not the
art
ant
games are
people.
just not for me.
Oh,
They're just not for me. But I keep trying to give this game a try because everybody talks about how wonderful, how it's the standard bearer and how wonderful it is, and it's the archetype of cozy games and all this other stuff. And I tried to like it on PC specifically because I knew there were all these different mods that
mm-hmm.
add things to the game, and but I just the controls are just not for me. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna try playing it more on my iPad and see if I can get into this game.
I'm gonna
Because
need
I
you to go
just
into this with a good attitude because right now it
I'm
feels like
gonna
you're going
try.
into it with a
I'm
bad
trying.
attitude.
I'm trying. But when I played it with Chloe all those years ago, I was excited about it. I was interested in it.
Everybody
We
kept talking about it.
but then we didn't get back to it because she was a college student, and
Yeah.
we didn't get back to it. And But thank heaven for touch controls. That's what I've got on my notes. Okay, another thing that I played free on Steam is called Wooloop.
Woo loop.
Again, this falls into the category of if you just want a a. I am a second screen person all the way, meaning when I'm watching TV with my husband, I am also
Playing something.
playing some sort of game or something. And Wooloop is one of those games that fits into the category of I can still see what's going on the TV, but still play something
Hmm.
at the same time. And all it is that every level you're doing making some little string art picture.
Cute. Oh, like properly wrapping around.
Yes.
Cute.
Yes. You're making some little string art picture for every, and I mean, and it tells you what direction to go in. So you're not going to get lost. You're not going to get messed up, you know.
And this is on your
And so,
phone, so you're going with your finger
no, I'm doing this
on the computer.
on the computer. So but I'm still because I have a trackpad on my
Yeah, yeah,
laptop,
yeah.
so it's still pretty much with my finger. So
Cute.
it's it 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 feels a little bit like sometimes I get those
Coloring pages.
yeah, those adult coloring apps on my iPad, and I'll do those on the plane, which reminds me I need to get one for for our flight. And
Woo loop.
so
That's cute.
it's free. It's one of those things where you don't see a lot of free to play on PC, or at least I
Hmm.
don't. But I'm starting to run into more of it on Steam, where this is free, but there are extra levels that you can buy.
Hmm.
Like it comes with a bunch of levels, but then there are extra levels that you can buy for a few dollars if you finish all the levels that are already in the game. So I
Okay.
guess that so I guess that's how they're making their money.
That just makes me want to do real string art.
I know, doesn't it?
But I
But
don't
it's
need to
yeah,
be bringing in a hammer and
that's
nails.
I mean that's the other thing that I think that's good for when I'm in the mood for that sort of art, but I am not going to go out and hammer some nails into a board.
Do you think I could
You
sell
know,
string art kits if I like hammer the stuff into the shape myself and then give them the yarn?
you might be able to.
Because I feel like that's maybe something I could do.
Y- That's a thought. That's a thought.
Continue.
Hello Kitty Island Adventure is now available on Apple Arcade.
The
Why
one
are
that was
you
on PlayStation 2?
I don't know about PlayStation 2. I have
Pull
no
it up.
idea. I have no idea. Let me see if
Where
I can
there's
find
like
it.
blocks and you're on one side and there's another side and you're kind of going and like pushing blocks and like going back and forth.
Oh no, ma'am.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking of a different game.
No,
What was the Hello Kitty game that I'm thinking of?
this is more like
Now I gotta look up the game I'm thinking of. You go ahead and pull that up, but because we had a Hello Kitty game on the PlayStation.
this is more like a Animal Crossing knockoff.
Okay.
I'm trying to get it to pull up. But basically it starts I'm trying to see if there's a video here.
Cube Frenzy. Hello Kitty Cube Frenzy. That's what I was thinking of.
Okay.
Hello Kitty. Have I seen people play Hello Kitty Island Adventure? The name sounds familiar. I've heard somebody talking about it.
Yeah, this page doesn't show you much.
It shows nothing. Are you able to maximize some of those?
Uh, no, I don't think so. Let's see. Do you have a game you want to talk about while I pull up another screen for this?
Sure. I can't remember if I talked about this last week or not last week, but the week before. But Story of Seasons, one of them got put on the Xbox Game Pass. I can't remember which one now. I should have put it in my notes, but forgot. So I played a little bit of that. I thought I was going to play more of that because I do enjoy the farming games and stuff. But because Ari and I are also playing Stardew Valley, then starting at the beginning of another farming game. Because the thing that I hate the most about starting these farming games is starting at the very beginning where you've got to talk to all the people and figure out where everything is. And you're still like trying to move around the stuff in your farm. Like I like to be in the middle of a farming game where you've got motivation, you know where you're going, you got your things. But starting at the beginning is like so frustrating. And you're like trying to figure out people's like relationships with each other and stuff. And I'm like, stop. But I played it for a little while. I played it for a few hours because I have reached a point where if I sit down for a few hours playing a video game, I feel guilty that I'm not crocheting something or doing something that I can sell for my business. But I did actually sit down a few weeks ago and played it for a few hours. Um, it's on Game Pass like for free, so I may play it again, but I'm not sure if or when I might do that because I also still have like Homestead Arcana and Stardew Valley. So you just pull up somebody's stream, and
I did.
it looks like they are gone.
Yeah, I know. I apparently jumped into the wrong
Ooh, who is
thing.
this streamer?
I don't know. I do not know. What
Well,
is her name?
you found a black girl.
Oh yeah, well, I watched her before, and
I've never seen her
I
before.
did not I did well, you know me. I'm always I try to find when I'm looking at games, I try to find female streamers and I try to find black streamers.
Mm-hmm.
So she's in her 40s. So she's not
Ooh,
a
look at that.
girly girl. She's not a girl. She's a
A
grown up.
woman.
She's a grown up.
I need to go find her and follow her. Tag her in the thing.
Chloe, I'm gonna need you to put up the name of the streamer on the screen right now. Thank you.
Oh Lord, you're gonna make me write stuff down, aren't you?
Yes, if you insist on pulling things up on the screen and talking about things, we need to tell the people and
Why do we
also
need to tell
me.
people? Okay. Let's see. Today's the 11th, right?
Sure, let's say that.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. So we got waffle. We've got stray
It
gods.
looks cute, but it does look very much like Animal Crossing.
We've got what am I putting up here? Okay.
The streamer for Hello Kitty Island Adventure.
Okay. Yeah, so basically the plane almost crashes and they have to this is the part K Daisy, that's what her name is.
Okay, Daisy. I'm gonna go find her. I wonder what game she plays.
I think she does a lot of
Does she do like cozy games?
yeah, I think she does a lot of Animal Crossing. I think that's why I haven't watched anything else from her.
Okay.
Because a lot of times I'll find somebody because they're playing a specific game, and then I was like, oh, okay, I liked you playing this game, and then I go back and look at their catalog, and it turns out to be a one-off that they were just checking out this game, but they have
Mm-hmm.
like 2011 videos of Sims 4
Yeah.
or Apple Arcade. I'm not Apple Arcade. Sims 4 or Roblox or
Yeah, I was scrolling through her page
Minecraft
and it's all
or
Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing. Because I play cozy games, it seems like
I'll
Animal
subscribe though.
Animal Crossing and Sims are the two that I see a lot.
Yeah. Because those are the ones that like I think it's because those are the ones that are easy for people to kind of like make up stories for or whatever, and they'll like
Uh,
talk to their audience about it. But I like watching, especially if I'm watching a lot or something. I like watching someone play through like a game. I have
yeah.
one black streamer that I does she stream or does she just I think she streams. But I have one black streamer that I follow right now. I'll look her name up and I'll send it to you. So that we can put her in the thing too. But she plays the horror games, which I really like because I like watching people play the horror games, and she's the first black woman that I've seen playing horror games. So
But yeah, so I haven't really had a chance. I watched people play the beginning part with the plane. And
mm-hmm.
so I've done the beginning part with the plane, but I haven't even gotten down to the part where they're on the well, I have. I've gotten down to the part where the plane lands and then you have to go to a certain part on the map. And for some reason I got bored after that and I stopped.
Mm.
But I may go back and check it again and try to give it a fair chance because sometimes when I am trying to do sometimes I get to a point where I'm trying to do a bunch of videos just I mean play a bunch of games just so I have
Just for
something
the
to talk
video.
just so I can have something to talk to you viewers about and that's not really what it's supposed to be about so I'm trying to balance myself between am I doing this just so I can have something to talk about on Friday or am I doing this because I genuinely want to play it
Mm.
and so for the most part, I've done pretty good with that balance. But I think with Hello Kitty, I might need to go back and give it another try But when I got bored with it, I stopped instead of forcing myself to continue
Yeah.
to play it just because.
We need to figure out how to do some gaming streams so we can play some games together.
Okay. Last thing on my list is
Your separate
well,
secretly.
no, actually two things. One thing I
This
did
is why we can't have separate lists.
one more thing that I did not put on here. I didn't have it on my separate list. Real quick, Venba.
Venba,
Did
yes.
did you watch? Because you asked me about it.
I did
Did you?
ask you about it. I didn't just watch it. It got put on Xbox Game Pass. I played the whole game yesterday.
Oh, you played the whole game?
Yeah, that's why I
Okay,
was
yeah.
asking you about it because I was gonna play it and then I wanted to know did you finish it? Because if not, then I was gonna like maybe stop in a middle point or something. But if you said you
No,
finished it, so I went ahead and played the whole game.
no,
So I
I
figured we
finished.
could talk
Yeah,
about that.
yeah, I finished watching it. And well, let me mention this, and then we can go ahead and talk about Venba.
Okay.
Because this is just real quick. Witchy Life Story, which is the game that you guys bought me for Mother's Day. You and Chloe bought me
Yes.
for Mother's Day. I've been playing that. I played that several times last week, and it's not bad. There is a bit in it that is holding my attention, but for the gameplay part of it is
Hmm.
very repetitive.
Okay.
So it feels pretty much like
Like A.
like a visual novel.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
I'm not the biggest on visual novels,
Hmm.
but it feels pretty much like a visual novel where it's the game cycle for this goes, you go, you it gives you a little bit of story. You set up your person, it gives you a little bit of story, then you meet all the people, you move into your house.
Hmm.
Okay, fine. Then I think we talked about briefly what this game is about, didn't we?
I think we talked about it when we bought it, but that was I think that was weeks ago because I was yeah.
Oh, I thought I mentioned it last week.
I don't think so. I don't think we talked about anything about games last week.
So basically, quick. Basically, you are a witch. You're about 18, 19 years old. You're from this very um snooty, highfalutin witch family, where your family is famous. Famous witches, and you are not falling in line. So you've been raised by your grandmother. Your grandmother, who is a well-renowned, well-respected witch or whatever, she decides that you need to get your act together. So she sends you to this town to help them with their festival. You're the the town is expecting grandma to show up, and
Mm.
instead you show up. And so they're a little disappointed.
Hmm.
And but so the way so once you get that part out of the way the game cycle pretty much goes is you wake up in the morning, you feed your bird, you check your mail. Your mail you get from the people in the town. There's only about 6 people in the whole town. You
Hmm.
get from the people in town, hey, I need a potion to help me stay awake, or hey, I need and so there's usually like 2 or 3 potion requests every day.
Hmm.
And you go out to your garden, you pick the different flowers you need to make your potions, you come back in, you make the potions, you go and you go to the village, and then you either give out potions that were requested today, or you check in on the people that you gave potions to yesterday to make sure they're okay.
Hmm.
And then you go home, you end your day, and then you start it all over again.
Oh.
So like that's the whole thing over and over.
Are there at least like choices
But
that you can make in the conversation
yeah,
or
there's choices in the conversations that you can make. The choices aren't necessarily like I mean, they're sticking to her character.
yeah.
So excuse me. I should have moved my microphone. They're sticking to her character. So the choices are not choices because you know me, when I play a game like we were just talking before, I want to pick the good choice.
Yeah.
I want to pick the choice. In this case, I want to pick the choice that says, okay, I've learned my lesson. I'm going to do the good thing.
Mhm.
You know, like there's like for instance, there's a situation where there are um certain herbs and weeds and stuff that are just growing not in her garden but like out on the road as she goes to visit people. She sees them on the side of the road or whatever. And she's like, maybe I should pick some of this and put it in my potion. I don't know what it is, but maybe they'll do something. And I want to pick the option that says, no, don't pick it or don't put it in your potion. And I pick that option every time. And every time it's like, because it's like her inner conscience is telling her, no, really shouldn't pick it. But you know what? I'm going to pick it anyway. And every time I pick no, don't pick it, she picks it anyway.
The illusion of choice.
Exactly. She picks it anyway and puts it in the potion anyway. Because then you get a choice. You know, should I put this in the potion I just made? I mean, I just made a perfect potion, but this mystery herb might add some oomph. Should I put it in? And I go,
Rude.
no, you don't know what it's gonna do. And she's like, yeah, I don't know what it's gonna do. But I'm just gonna see for myself. And she puts it in there anyway.
Rude.
I'm like, so I can't make any good choices.
Yeah.
You
Rude.
know, I can't make any good choices.
That's the
And you
kind of
can't.
game that pisses Wayne off. We were playing I want to say we were playing Call of Cthulhu, and there was a point where there was like most of the choices I think in that game are like choices that you make a choice and it is actually the choice that you make. But sometimes it's like it makes me think of this hilarious video that one of my YouTubers made. I'll Chloe, I'm gonna need you to put the name of this YouTuber on the stage whenever I give it to you later. But he does a bit where he's like he's on the phone, like his friend is on the phone and his friend is like, no, I've been telling you, what are you talking about? And then he like looks to the friend off the phone and he's like on speaker and he's like, tell him that working out is good for everybody needs to get exercise. And the friend sitting on the couch is like, yeah, I guess. Yeah, working out's pretty good. People should be getting exercise. That's why your fat mother needs to get off it, and like used what he said is like completely separate. And that's the kind of choice that it was in the game. Is like you think you're saying one thing, but they only give you one line. And so the rest of the lines of what they're going to say is not what you thought it was going to be at all.
Mhm.
And so and Wayne got so pissed. I fully understand people getting upset at that, but he shut the game down. He was like, I'm done with this. I'm not. He was like, if you're gonna be giving me choices like this is not a game that I'm gonna play.
Yeah, so Witchy Life Story, basically, I'm going to finish it mainly because there is this one kind of hook. I
Mm-hmm.
showed you that picture of the mayor looking like she was possessed.
Yes.
And because she goes through these phases where she says, I really want to be here in this town. Like she's talking like a robot, like
The mayor does.
the mayor does. So I'm like, okay, there's something wrong here. And there's another character who has something like some weird thing making a noise in her house. And every time you, as the witch, try to help her figure it out, she's like, oh no, we don't need to think about that, and pushes you out of the house. So there's something going on.
I hope I hope it turns
And
into a horror game. It's a deeper
and
underlying mystery.
I want the story to hurry up and get to that because right now I'm getting kind of bored
Mm-hmm.
with just making these potions over and over because there's no challenge to making the potions. It's
Mm-hmm.
like you have a book and they tell you what they want in their potion, and it's like, they want courage to help them do something, and so you need something with this symbol, something with this color, and something with this shape. And so you go to the one flower that has the symbol, so you put some of that in. It's a different flower that has the color, you put that in. And then there's a different flower that has the shape, you put that in. It's always three flowers,
Mhm.
and there's a special container you put it in depending on whether it's a potion or an incense or
Mhm.
something else. So you get your three flowers, you get your special container, you put it in the thing, you stir it up. That's all. There's no kind of, and I mean, you know me, I don't want things, I'm not good with the reflexes.
Yeah.
So I don't need anything that has like a certain timing to it or anything. Although Diner Dash does test my timing, but that's my only game that I play that involves timing. But this is very repetitive. It's not,
Mhm.
you're not, it's not much of a puzzle to solve. It's like the same puzzle over and over. It's not much of a puzzle to solve. So I want to hurry up and get to, and she's only supposed to be in the town for 2 weeks. So I think I've already gotten to the 1 week point.
Mhm.
So hopefully,
Hopefully they'll get to it by the end of the second week.
hopefully they'll get to the mystery because that's the only thing that's got me hanging on with this game. But I appreciate you guys buying it for me though. I hate saying that I don't like it because you bought it for me as a gift
It's
and
okay. We also bought you like 70 cat games. You're fine.
not 70 cat games, but
They're like 2 cents each. You're fine.
2 cents each. You're so goofy. Okay, so you want to talk about Vimba, or do we want to talk about Lakeburg Legacies?
We can talk about Venba. Because yeah, we're already an hour 30 minutes.
Yep.
So
And we
let
still
me.
haven't and we still haven't talked about anything we've watched. So
We have not, but I took notes while I was playing the game, so I would have things to talk about.
well, good
Um,
for you.
so you said you watched the whole thing, right?
Yes, I watched the whole thing,
Okay.
which made which up front made me glad. The only comment I have to say about this game is
Is
I'm
you're glad you
glad
didn't buy it?
I'm glad I didn't buy it. I
Hmm.
mean, it's not a bad game,
It is another like visual novel
but
style.
it is another visual novel, and I'm already playing one of those.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot of game to do.
Yeah, yeah. It was a lot less gameplay. It
Mhm,
was a lot more like reading and the story and stuff. But I enjoyed it.
mhm,
And you can tell me if Gab said any of these things or if you thought any of these things while she was playing it.
mhm,
So first off, it started off with a not super happy decision. Like the very first decision that you make in the game, he's like, "Oh, I don't have time for breakfast. I'm gonna go to the store and or I'm gonna go ahead and go to work." And your options are like okay fine, or I'll do it myself, or like yeah okay I guess, like just both passive aggressive
mhm,
irritated sounding. And so I'm like, but she was like laying on the bed kind of sick, and I was like, oh, she's probably preggers because there was a kid in the
mhm.
commercial. So and then after playing a little bit I said the
Uh,
controllers. Hmm?
Okay, at this point, all she's mentioned is what is in the trailer and what is in the free demo that's available. Now she's getting into spoiler territory.
Spoilers.
Continue.
Chloe, I
Continue.
need you to put a spoiler alert up on the screen, please. um So I played a little bit. The controls, I'm assuming Gab was probably playing on PC because she and Jack have like real good PCs. But I was playing on
Mhm.
Xbox, and it was a little finicky because it was set up. It's the kind of Xbox game where it was clearly transferred over from the computer, and so you are like there is a mouse on the screen, and you're moving the mouse with the Xbox stick, which is not always the best with that. And they didn't have any settings to like change the speed of the mouse. Thank you. They didn't have any options to change the speed of the mouse. And so the
Mhm.
mouse was like moving full speed the entire time. And so I was
Mhm.
having like, it was a little hard for me to like land on the items that I needed every once in a while, but I kind of got used to it. Is my dog still barking? No, I think we're okay. So I was making sure because she has a like I'm irritated bark and then also a like someone's at the house bark. So I just want to make sure. So the Xbox controls are a little finicky, but I kind of got used to it. I really like when doing the cooking stuff. This is from like doing just the first cooking thing where they're making the ilba, I think ilbi
Idlis.
idli. Thank
Idlis.
you. When they were making the idlis, which I've never had before, but they made them look very good. Um, when something is done, when you're done using a thing, it is used up in the bowl, which I really
Mhm.
like, because some cooking games, they'll have like the bowl is just kind of perpetually filled. And so you're
Mhm.
like, oh, do I still need to get this? Do I still need to do this thing?
Mhm.
But when you like use a thing, it is gone. It is used up. So I really like that. Um it's let's see.
I liked on that note, I liked that because I did play the demo,
Mhm.
which is just basically the first cooking
Mhm.
thing, and the decision, of whether they're going to stay in Canada or not,
Mhm.
and then that's where the demo ends. Um, I what am I trying to say? I liked the fact that if you keep messing up, it starts throwing more hints out there of maybe you should do this or
I didn't
maybe you
see
should do
that.
that.
Okay, so
Because I had trouble cooking the idlis. I messed that thing up about 5 times.
because it wasn't super clear. Because making the
Yeah.
idlis, like, you look at the picture, because I like the puzzle of trying to figure out what
Yeah, that
was
that that,
written in the
that
book.
comparing this to Witchy Life Story, this was more of a puzzle
Mm,
because um in Witchy Life Story, the potions is very clear how to make the potions.
mm-hmm,
On this one, the conceit is that she has her mother's book, but cookbook that where she had handwritten all these family recipes, but somehow it had gotten damaged in traveling to Canada.
mm-hmm.
And so some of the pages are torn
Or
or
like water
water
damage.
yeah, water has gotten on part of the instructions or whatever. So you don't see the full instructions of how to do anything.
Hmm. So I did like the puzzle of trying to figure that out, but I can go to a point that I was saying later on. What did I say? Um it was it was not quite, some of the stuff was a little confusing to me, like it's not quite intuitive. I feel like if I already knew a little bit about, what is it, Southern Indian cuisine, then some
Uh-huh.
of the stuff would make a bit more sense. But it was like, I don't know, it was like, and it may just be the art style too. Like when I was making the idlis, it's like, oh, well, we should put the lid on. And I was like looking around, like what? And it did not occur to me that this thing up here that was in the top that was kind of off screen, one, that it was grabbable, and two, that that
Mhm.
was the lid.
Okay, well, I think you not knowing that was a lid is because you don't cook. Because
I
that was a standard pressure cooker. So
it did not look right to me.
it didn't look recognizable to you because it's a standard pressure cooker.
And then, well, then there's the towels, and it's like, oh, well, we have the towels here, but those towels, first of all, just looked like a table decoration off to the side. And then it said like, oh, put the towels down. And I was like, oh, we're putting like proper towel. Like they look like proper like place setting towels or something. I was thinking like
Mm.
paper towels put in, but we're gonna put the batter on top of these proper towels in the cook. It
I
just did
know
not.
that didn't make sense to me either. Because I mean, who puts liquid batter on top of dish towels?
That's, yeah, because it looked
That
like just
was
dish
that
towels
was
that
con-
got cut into a circle, and I was like,
Yep, that was confusing to
yeah,
me.
I was like, this cannot be right. So it took me a few times to figure that out. But so I did that. Oh, something that hurt my feelings was when they were like, "Oh, well, we can stay here. Like, you could go to the doctor because doctors here are free." And I was like,
I
"Oh,
know, I know, I
oh,
know.
hurt me right in my
Everybody,
wallet."
everybody, everybody who watches that is like, well, not Gab because Gab doesn't live in the U.S.
Yep.
But I watched Stumped play the beginning of that, and when they got to the free part, they were like, "Pfft, must be nice."
Right. Hurt
Hmm.
me in my feelings. Um, let's see. I made a note that I wondered why they moved in the first place, but then they talked about that later. Um,
Hmm.
I really like the note that when he's speaking Tamil, then the child, when
Hmm.
Kevin
Hmm.
is speaking Tamil, then the bubbles look like normal. But when he's speaking English, then the speech bubbles look like dirty. And so it's
Hmm.
like I don't know. I just like that little
Yeah.
point of like, because they can't quite, like, they're trying to parse together what he's saying, so some of the letters are
Hmm.
kind of covered and stuff. That's a very good point. I like that.
Hmm.
Um, And then I got to the point where they're like looking for the dad, like he was supposed to have come home from work. And my only
Uh-huh.
note is like, is this game about to make me cry right now? I was like,
Uh-huh.
duh, because I was so concerned because they were
And see,
walking and like
I
running.
felt like I guess because they were trying to make this be a cozy game, but at the same time tell you things about somebody's life, because it's supposed to
Hmm.
kind of give you a feeling of what life was for Indian immigrants in the
Hmm.
1980s and 90s in Canada, but I felt like they could have put a little bit more there about what happened to him. Was
Yeah,
it
because he just had
was
like a
it
little cut on his cheek and his glasses were broken.
Yeah, but there wasn't really a lot about, but yeah, there just wasn't really a lot about. I was about to say, well, maybe it's from the child's point of view, but it wasn't from the child's point of view at that
Because it's
point.
from Benba's point of view.
It's from Bimba's point of view. So it's like she's old enough that he could have had a discussion with her or something. That
Like
just
while they
felt
were
like,
going, because they did have discussions while they were like, because they shared the bed or whatever. So they
mm,
did have discussions at some point about stuff. So that would have been a time to have even a little bit of that discussion.
yeah, about why that happened to him.
Yeah. Um, but so that happens and the glasses are broken. And then the note that like kind of just really hurt me in my heart for a second was so it skips to years and years later where Kevin is
Mm.
older and they're cooking and the dad is there and he's still got those same broken glasses
Mm-hmm.
with the little tape on it. And I was like, he hasn't been able to get his glasses fixed this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like, it was so sad. Um, and then I later, like way later on, I put a note that was like, I thought this was gonna be a happy, cute little game. I thought it was just gonna be a happy,
Mm-hmm.
cute little cooking game where we're just cooking all this Indian cuisine and it's gonna be so fun. And it like, oh, but I was deep in it. So, um,
Yeah, the game was for me. The game was very much. I know this is an overused word these days, but it was very much vibes. It was very
mhm,
much atmospheric,
yes,
more than spelling out what was done.
hmm,
It was more just atmosphere.
like picking up on little details of things and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
like,
you're looking at how things were done, and that tells you what happened. Like with again going back to the scene of him in the park, you just have the broken glasses and the cut on the face, but there's no explanation, no words or whatever.
mhm,
So I mean, you kind of know what happened, but it would be nice if they gave you some words.
mhm. Or
You
like
know?
showed how they processed it because it
Yeah,
skipped to like 15 years later or something.
yeah,
So it doesn't show like how they really what happened in that time gap of how they
yeah,
processed it.
yeah.
Um, I like there's the little point. I don't know if you noticed it or if Gab noticed it, but there was the point of so then when they're making the dinner for Calvin when he's about to go off to school.
I was thinking of that scene too. Go ahead.
Yeah, so they're making the dinner and Vemba is not eating anything because she's talking, but the
Mm.
dad is like eating with his hands. Like the dad is eating the food with his hands, and then Kevin is eating with a spoon.
Oh, I didn't even notice
You'd
that.
notice, yeah, there because
No.
there's the scene later when Kevin is thinking about when he was sick and his mom was feeding him food and she was feeding him with her
Uh-huh.
hands. And so that scene when he's about to go to college, the dad is like eating the food with his hands, but Kevin is specifically eating with a spoon.
I didn't even notice that. What
Hmm.
I noticed, which was more obvious in that scene, was when how she put all the good meat in
In
Kevin's
Kevin's
plate,
food.
and the father just keeps going, "Is there no meat in my bowl? Did she forget to put some meat in my bowl?
So
Is
she
it?"
gave Kevin all the meat, man. Yes, just like
That
not
was
even processing their conversation, but it's like, man, there's not even any meat in here.
I know. I know that was funny.
Ooh, we will have to breeze through this real quick. My roommate just asked if I could pick them up real quick because they are feeling kind of ill. But I do
Oh
want to finish. I had a few more points that I wanted to talk about.
no. Okay.
Do you think?
So I guess we're going off our schedule. We made up for
Yep.
last week's gaming thing, and next week we'll have to talk about what we watched. But
Well,
go
we
ahead
can
and
because
finish.
yeah, it'll only take me like 5 minutes to go get them. So if you can like vamp for like 5 or 10 minutes, then I can
I
come
can,
back.
I can vamp.
Okay. Let's see. Let me make sure I responded to them. Yeah. Give me a sec. Okay. Let's see. Eating with the hands. There was the one that I still like I had the most trouble figuring out was the puzzle where she's making the like really good stew. I think it's when she thinks he's coming home for his birthday.
Uh-huh.
And she's
Uh-huh.
making the really good stew, but so she's trying to figure it out, and there's like the beef broth, and you have to figure out the layers of the thing, and there's like 1 2 1 2 3 or
Uh-huh.
something, and it for some reason it just really did not occur to me that there's this extra bowl over here that I could use to scoop out some of the meat and that the meat is layer one because I thought the meat didn't count and I'm layering other things on top, and so I was
Uh-huh.
like I fully had to use a hint for that. I was like I don't understand, but I wish that there was like I wish that they gave less of a hint because when I got the hint, it was like, oh, so I could use this bowl to scoop out some of the meat, and I was like, okay, got it. That's all that I needed. And then it like continued giving hints, and so I was like looking up off the screen, trying to get it like off the screen so that I could figure the rest of it out myself because I
Uh-huh.
thought that I had it. So that was a little frustrating. It was just like I felt like I almost got it the entire game. Like I almost understood it the entire game, which was a little frustrating. Um, and then there's so it's later on when they are doing when she's waiting for him to come home for his birthday or whatever, and it goes from being like puzzles of solving the cookbook to like cooking mama where like things just kind of highlight and you click them sort
Uh-huh.
of. And so I was
Uh-huh.
like a little bummed about that because I really liked the puzzles of trying to figure out the cookbook. So that was a little bit of a bummer, but it wasn't like too bad. It was just like I had more enjoyment trying to solve the puzzles. Um and I don't know if Gab did this, but she has the text message of like, oh, you should come home. I'll make your favorite like pork or whatever. And then you have the option to scroll back up through all of the texts that they sent. Did she do that?
No.
If you scroll, it is heart wrenching. If you scroll back up to the very top of the text list, it's like from Benba. Good morning, Kevin. I hope you're having a good evening. Good night, Kevin. Good morning, Kevin. I hope you're having a good evening. Good night, Kevin. No responses.
Oh Lord,
Yes,
that's
and then
so
every once in a while,
sad.
it's like, "Good morning, Kevin," and like every once in a while, he'll respond, but not nearly as often as she is sending
Mhm.
these messages. And then there's
Mhm.
the message of like, sorry, I can't make it. But there's so many just like
Mhm.
unresponded messages, or of him like she tried to reach out and she started sending stickers, and so he's like, where are you getting these stickers, lol? And she's like, oh well, there's a free app, I can send it to you. He's like, nah, I was just wondering. Like she's trying to reach out and she's like, oh okay. Or like he kind of tries to reach out and he like sends a meme of like the meme that's like it's someone like using a spatula to get something out of the pan. It's like me, and then like someone just reaching their hand into the pan. It says mom, and they're like, and then but she doesn't understand memes, and so
Uh-huh.
uh, she's like, oh, who is this? Are these your friends or something? And he's like, never mind, mom, it's a meme. Don't worry about it. And so like them like trying to reach out to each other and
Oh
not connecting.
no, I didn't see any of
Yes.
that.
Oh my gosh, it just hurt. It hurt. And then there's the messages of so later on he's an adult and he's kind of trying to work for like a TV show or something, like a
Mhm.
culture TV show. And then there's a message between him and like Jim or whatever that guy's name
Mhm.
is. And if you scroll through those messages, it's like you can kind of tell just from the picture that the guy had, but it's
That
very
he
much
that he that he's a bro, a
he's
frat bro.
yeah, he's a bro that just doesn't like really care about the culture. He just wants to include things for the show, if that
Mhm.
makes sense. And
Mhm.
so it's like
Yeah, yeah, she didn't scroll up, but I got that from the little bit that
yes,
that was shown. Yeah.
that was also just an uncomfortable conversation. Um but we got towards like the end of the game or whatever, and he ends up going back to she ends up going back to India, which I was worried for a second because it shows her like getting the acceptance letter of being a teacher, and then all of a sudden he's like got the mask and is in the house, and I was like, don't tell me that she, because there it's very clear that the father passed away, and so I
Mhm.
was like, oh no, don't tell me that she passed away too. And I was like, wait, she can't pass away. This whole thing is from her perspective, or is it? Did we switch to Kevin's perspective? What's going on? I was so worried, but then it's like
Mhm.
then it shows her like in India, and I'm like, okay, okay, but then he like goes back to India. But then again with the cooking, it's so when she was cooking for him coming home for his birthday, it showed like it would highlight stuff. And so there's indicators of this thing needs to be flipped, this thing needs to be flipped, you
Mhm.
need to put this out.
Mhm.
But then it goes to him cooking the little he compared it to pizza. I can't remember what the dish was called, but it's the one that's
Yeah.
cooked on the flat stone. And
Uh-huh.
that one did not have any like it had an indicator of like when I may have just missed reading something possibly, but it had an indicator of like when the edges were golden brown, you need to flip it the first time, but then there was no indicator of when to take it off the stone. Like
Mhm.
it didn't get any browner, it didn't like flash with a white
Yeah.
ring around it or anything. So it was like I was just like, I hope it's done now. Like like I got it right every time, so I guess it didn't really matter. But I was like, I if you were using indicators previously, I would like you to use indicators now, please.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the game. It was cute. It left off on kind of a like ethereal ending of like I don't know what's gonna happen, but this is nice right now.
Yeah, this is an example of this is an example of okay, I took the spoiler thing off, so we're not gonna do any more spoilers.
Yep.
This is an example of partly why I don't want to hear about a game so far in advance or a movie or anything like that, but specifically with a game.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've been hearing about this game, it feels like for almost a year. And so you expect there to be more game to it because you've been waiting for it for a year. And I understand that it takes a lot of work and these are indie
Yeah, and
developers,
the
and
art was
so
beautiful.
maybe they have only one person or two people on their team or whatever, so there you can't expect there to be a lot. But to me, maybe you should hold off on announcing the game if it's not going to be a super big game, because if you're waiting for it for a year and then you get it and it's a game that you can literally finish in an hour and a half.
Yeah, I did not think I was going to be able to finish it when I first started it. I didn't think that was going to be a game that I could finish in one sitting. And then I got about halfway through and I was like, oh, I'll be able to finish this today.
Exactly. Exactly. When I watched Gab, I thought, "Oh, okay, so this is gonna be a
Like
series."
part one. Yeah.
Yeah, part one or whatever, and it was the whole game.
Yeah. It I mean, I don't want to fault the developers and people for that though, because just because it's a short game, like they are probably like announcing it so early so they can get as much hype as possible so as
Mhm.
many people as possible try to play the game.
Yeah.
Because if they announce it later on, then people probably either won't hear about it to be able to play it, or they
Yeah.
will only like watch other people play it instead of buying it and playing it for themselves.
Oh yeah, I don't blame them necessarily because that's the way the industry works, and if you're gonna get people to buy your thing, and get some money for all this time that you spent making it, then yeah, you have to announce it early, but
Maybe
it's
like put in
for
the thing like how
for
long.
for a person like me, it's very much it builds up the hype and builds up the hype, and then there's not a lot of game.
Yeah. I
And
also
I
like
and I'm one of these people who criticizes these people who, because I've heard other gamers go, "Oh yeah, I got that game and I finished it in 6 hours and blah blah blah." And it's like, yeah, it may be 6 hours to you, but for somebody who
but they skipped all the
plays,
talking and stuff.
yeah, if it's somebody like me who only plays once or twice a week, I could get what feels like 3 weeks of enjoyment out of some of these games because I'm not playing them every day and I'm
Mhm.
not sitting down and having a 6 hour play session in one go.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like when I played Wildflowers, that took me a couple months to finish
I,
because even though people say that's only 40 to 60 hours of gameplay, which means they would finish it in a few weeks. It took me a couple months, and I felt like I was playing that regularly when I was in the middle of it. But still, I don't play a whole lot.
I think also part of it was because I going into this game was fully blindsided by all of the like we've got it rough in Canada and do we want to raise our son here, do we want to go somewhere else, and
Uh,
like and the son like talking back to the like I was fully blindsided by all of that because I didn't, and it may have just been that I didn't see too many of the trailers or
oh,
anything.
none of the trailers that I saw. I thought I'm like you from the trailers that I
Okay.
saw, and I mean, I had heard a little bit of this is an immigrant's story of what it was like growing up in Canada in the 80s.
See,
I
I
knew
didn't see that.
that, but I didn't. But then when you watch the trailers, it still gave you a
It looks
feeling
like a happy go
of
lucky time.
it's a happy go lucky game, and it's just set in the 80s.
Hmm.
I wasn't expecting it to be sad.
Yeah, but
So,
all that being said, I did enjoy it. I did enjoy.
mhm.
That was a fun. Like I'm glad that that is how I spent my couple hours yesterday playing games.
And it's not, I mean, it's not terrible. If you've got Game Pass, it's definitely worth giving it a try
Yep.
on Game Pass. Because even though we've talked about it, even if you've listened to us and watched the whole spoiler thing, there's still, I think you would still enjoy watching it for yourself.
Also,
You
the
know,
art is gorgeous.
yeah,
Is the whole game is very very pretty.
the art is pretty. And if you've got Game Pass, I would say it's definitely worth it to give it a try. I don't know if I would say I'm looking at, um,
What's the Steam price at?
Steam price. It's okay, it's $15 on Steam.
Oh yeah, that's not bad at all.
So, I mean,
I spent more than that on dinner the other day.
so you and your money spending.
We went
But
we went out.
but I mean, yeah, it's yeah, $15. I get $15 is a lot for me to spend on a game, but we know that I am a cheapskate. But the average person, $15 on a game, it may not be.
All right, I gotta go pick up my roommates. Vamp for it shouldn't be more than 10 minutes because they are right down the road, and they I've already told them that I'm on my way. So
Okay, go. Go, go,
bye.
go, 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 go. Okay. Well, should I play a few games on BGA or should I talk about what I've been listening to lately? I don't know what I should talk about. Hmm. Hmm. There's so much. There's so much. Um, I have been listening. If you, one of our vamp talk topics is podcasts we've been listening to. Yesterday, I was catching up on the War Report, which you can watch them video. It's the War Report with Gasser Almonte and Shalewa Sharp. You can watch the video of it on YouTube, or you can, if you just want to listen to audio, you can listen on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts, as they say. But I was listening to one of their episodes from a few weeks ago. They usually do, I think, 2 episodes a week. They'll do like an hour or so long episode, and then they'll do an episode that's more like 30 to 45 minutes, which is they call their bonus episode. And they're basically all they do is um they talk about their what's going on in their lives. They're both comedians. They talk about what's going on in their lives, and then they talk about a few news stories that listeners have brought up to them or that they found from themselves, and just basically react to what they think of the news story or whatever. And those are the kind of podcasts that I like to listen to the best, is where people are talking about um, are reacting to the news. I've been listening to a lot more of those kind of podcasts lately, which for good or for ill. If you listen to the ones that have um, comedians, then usually it's not as depressing. Um, there are a few that I listen to that do have comedians, and they're still a bit on the depressing side, but I like listening to them in particular. They're very good at yeah, this is the war report. And like I said, they pretty much they just react to stuff um in their lives. They both live in New York. Although Shalewa is actually a southerner and has spent part of her life living in Georgia. So she has a little bit of the southern perspective as well as the northern perspective, whereas Gastor is a little bit younger. Chalet was about my age, and Gastor is a little bit younger. So there's a lot of things that he's not like really heard of, and he's not particularly well traveled. So he has a very New York City, Brooklyn kind of perspective on things. Um, so that's kind of where their stories come from. And it's just fun. It's just fun. I like listening to people crack jokes about stuff that they've heard in the news. But this particular episode that I have up on the screen, they were that he tells a story. He's more of a story, like a funny storyteller, not like a one-liner comedian. He's more of a funny storyteller kind of comedian. And um he was telling a story during the life update section of their podcast, where he was talking about this expensive shampoo that he treats himself to, and it was so funny. It was so funny when I was listening to it. I laughed so hard my face hurt just the way he told it. I mean, the the situation itself, if I was just to explain it to you, you'd be like, "Ah, that's not that funny." But if you listen to him tell it, it was just so funny. I couldn't take it. My face was just I felt like my face was going to crack open. I was laughing so hard. Okay. Let's see what else can we say. So that's a recommendation if you're looking for something else to listen to in the background. They're fun. They're usually not really heavy. They may talk about stuff that's in the news, but they're not real heavy with it. Where some of the podcasts that I listen to, like the Daily Zeitgeist or the NPR Political Gab Fest or those kind of things, they're heavier. They're heavier, and they kind of affect my mood at some point, but they're not. I think the War Report is a good option if you want something light to listen to. I was going to do makeup today, and I just couldn't. I couldn't bring myself to do makeup today. It was just too much. Too much. I need to, let's see. What else can we talk about? Like, since we were talking about gaming, I can mention Lakeburg Legacies. Lakeburg Legacies is another game that I have been playing this week, which is we've mentioned it before. That was the game that I had trouble getting myself to buy. Um, but it's and some people are saying that it gets boring after a while. Let me back up. It is It is a management game where you I'm trying to bring it up on the screen so that you can see. It is I've had it up here before, but it is a management game where it's part dating sim and part world management. You start out with one person. They are in the you start out with one person, they're like the lumberjack, and then you you move them into a house, you move them into the lumberjack job, and then they start chopping wood. And then chopping wood gives you more wood to build a second house. But in the meantime, you've got to find them to keep the happiness of the town. You also have to find everybody a partner. So you find people partners, and then they have babies, and then meanwhile you build more buildings, you build a farm, then you build a mine, and then you build a fisherman's hut and a hunter's cabin, and all of those things bring more resources, and the more people you get, the more things that they want. And so you need to keep the levels of, like, to keep them satisfied, they have to have, you'll look at each individual person, and it's like, well, to keep this person satisfied, they need to have food, wood, and jewelry. Okay, so you've got the food, you've got the wood, but you haven't built the jewelry store yet, so there's no jewelry for them yet. So they're not quite as happy as they could be yet. So you keep building the buildings. You want to keep the best people for the job in the buildings, that sort of thing. Um, and a lot has been made for this game. A big deal has been made about um the dating aspect, matching your people, and the different, because different events pop up, and you'll have little choices of, like, your date spilled a drink on you. What do you do? Do you laugh or do you yell at him? Or your husband says he's unsatisfied with you. Do you go to counseling or do you just wait it out? Or, I mean, they describe it a little bit better than that in the thing, but, and different things will pop, little mini things will pop up of this person and this person met and had a one night stand. I'm like, oh my goodness. But then that's all the description you get. And honestly, all of the dating thing, like, I've been playing it for about a week, and yesterday I was playing it and I didn't even pay attention. The first few times you play it, you try really hard to get, like, you can see on the screen there, it shows you the likes and dislikes of each person. And when you send them on a date, you have to um tell them, like, there'll be two choices of what to discuss while you're on the date. And that happens 3 times. And each time you want to pick the right thing to increase your heart level with that person. And like it's on the screen now. And so you try to memorize, okay, that person likes flowers but they hate kittens. So you try to remember that, so when the screen comes up and they ask you, do you want to talk about flowers or do you want to talk about kittens, you're like, which one do I pick? That kind of thing. And the first few times I tried to be really, really memorize it or even write it down or take a picture of the screen or whatever. Halfway through the game, I was like, you know what? I care more about getting my town to work than I do about the dating stuff. So, like, I was purposely picking people because, like, when you go through the dating thing, it says this before you do the actual date. When you go through, like, the Tindra part, which is, medieval Tinder, you go through the Tindra part, and it tells you the potential this potential match is awful or average or good, or the worst I've seen is awful and the best I've seen is perfect match. And I've put people together that I knew were awful, but the person was a, 4 out of 5 stars for fishing, and I needed a fisherman. So I just put them together knowing they would probably divorce right away. And they did. But at least I got a fisherman and I didn't have to pay, because when you do the recruitment part, you have to pay some of your gold. And the gold isn't that easy to come by. So I should really just restart my game and play it under the pure, because you can, in the beginning you can pick options to, let me take this off the screen for a minute. But in the beginning you can pick options to, like, when you start your game, there's only one save file, by the way. So it's not like you can have two or three different games going. There's one save file. That's why I haven't abandoned what I have so far. Okay, I'm sorry, I wasn't watching. Okay. Yes, I started playing, and Artemis is just talking to me from the road while she's waiting for her person. Yes, I have started playing Lake Burglar. I bought it last week. What are you talking about? I started already. Yes, I bought it last week. So there she's asking if there is an end to the game, or they just added an option in the most recent patch where you can play. I mean, they had that option but it was buggy, but I think they've fixed the option in the patch where you can play just an endless game, where you just play as long as possible. But I didn't want to play an endless game, so I didn't want to play an endless game, so I set mine up for the average game, which is, um let's see if this will even run while we're on screen. Um I set myself up for the average game, which is 100 years. I believe it is. And so I'm trying to see if I can get this to come up. Let's see. Ooh, I'm hearing the music for the first time. I have never played it with the music, because I just don't play things with the music. I'm gonna see if I can mute that as soon as we get started. But yeah, I don't play it with the endless. I'm This is my first game. I haven't finished it. I'm playing it with 100 years. I don't know how many years I am on right now, because okay. Let's see. Why are you taking so long to load? Oh my goodness. I just want to mute this music. Hurry up. But there are options in, you can play a short game, you can play average game, you can play a long game, then you can also play like endless. Okay.
Hey,
Why were you talking to me from the road?
I wasn't driving. I was sitting outside the restaurant waiting for them to finish up and get out to the car.
Okay.
But I was listening the whole time. So you said it's kind of like what's that game? The time to relax. You can do like pick kind of the length of game that you want.
Yes. Yes. Why is there music?
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I do not hear any of that music.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
I don't.
Well, I don't ever play with music because I don't play with headphones, so I didn't even notice that the music was up to 100 on this
Mm.
game. But basically, I should have brought my mouse in here. But yeah, I, w- uh, the bottom line of this ramble is that I probably should have. I don't even know how many years we're on. Oh, only seven. This will end in 17 years. This realm will end in 17 years.
Oh my goodness.
And so I'm already, and I've sped time up a couple times.
Hmm.
So it has gone pretty fast. I've got it on pause right now, but I've sped time up. My I have a what's the word?
What is the word?
What's the word?
Can't help you
Oh,
there.
I have a king. I have a
Okay.
queen, I mean. I have a queen.
Which takes a while to build up, right? You start the town with like
Yeah.
basically nothing, right?
You start the town with just the lumberjack, and I have a castle
Look at you moving
with
up.
a king and queen,
I love the art style so much.
which brings prestige to the town. And the king and queen have already had a baby. So, and I've had several of my villagers die already and stuff like
Ooh.
that. And as I was saying, a lot of they've made a big deal in this game about about oh it gets bored after a while because some of the romancing things are repetitive and stuff like that. And I'm like, I I got, as you heard me say, I got halfway through and it's like, I don't care. I marry a bunch of people to each other just so I can get the free labor.
Mm.
Because if you go to recruitment, they charge you, and it gets higher. So, like, to recruit somebody in the beginning of the game is like 5 coins,
Hmm.
and now it's up to 88
Oh
coins.
my lord.
So,
Inflation.
so every time you recruit somebody, then the next time you go to recruit, it's going to be more.
Hmm.
So it's like I gotta recruit him.
All of that little animation is so cute.
I know it's funny, isn't it? Oh, it's gonna take 2 years to recruit somebody. Since
Two
when? I
years.
didn't even notice that changed as well because the recruitment you usually goes like every 15 days. They're sending somebody new in to join town, but now that no.
Goodness. I want to play this game so bad. I'm so mad that it's only on Steam.
But yeah, what I was trying to say was that the I've never heard any of these sound effects before. This is so crazy. Um the what am I trying to say?
What are you trying to say?
The romancy part gets samey samey. That's what I was trying to say.
Uh
The
huh.
romancy part gets samey samey. But for me, I'm more interested in the um the town building part.
Hmm.
So I don't really care if the romancy part is samey samey because it's it really, I'm just more about trying to build up my town.
Yeah.
So and so we'll see in about 17 years where my town goes.
Hmm.
Since my town is almost done, I'll give a save and quit on this one
Yeah, you gotta update us
and come
next
back
time we're talking about
later.
game stuff.
But yeah, I'm enjoying Lakeburg Legacies. I can see this because this is another one of those games that I can see myself doing that are why am I losing my train of thought?
Did you have a coffee today?
It's a second screen game. I'm at the bottom of my coffee. It is a second screen game for me. It's a
Yeah.
game where I can watch TV and manage my people, and before I know it, I get stuck in because I like those games where it's like, oh, okay, so my wood is okay, but now I don't have enough people getting fish. So let me find somebody to put over here. And then, oh, now I've got enough wood to open this building. And now we've got I'm that kind of person. I
Mhm.
like those kind of management games. And it has the added benefit of because most of the games that have that kind of management are games like City Skylines
Mhm.
or City Skylines is the only one I can think of off the top of my head. But where you actually, or even in games like The Sims, where you actually have to place your buildings and stuff. And I am no good at that.
Ooh. Yeah,
And
that
that's
stresses me out because I'm like, oh, what if I place it in a bad place, and then I'm gonna have it's gonna mess
and
everything up later.
that's why I'm thinking, even though I was eager to try Palia, now that I have watched people play Palia,
Mhm.
I've watched several streams of people playing Palia. I have a feeling that this may not be the game for me, but I will try it
Mhm.
if my computer lets me connect to it. I will try it, but I have a feeling I predict that I am going to play it long enough because from what everybody has indicated to me, unless these streams are wrong, and people play games differently.
Mhm.
A lot of people like the whole open world, let me go off and do what I want to do kind of thing.
Mhm.
Like I was watching a Palea's hints video earlier today.
I'm actually watching hints before you've even played the game.
Well, I just wanted something in the background while I was making my person.
Yeah.
So I was just listening to it. And one of the things the guy said was, resist your urge to go off and do all your exploring of the town and everything because then you'll still have all these tutorial things
That you
still
need to finish.
hanging over you. So just you can finish the tutorial things in about 30, 45 minutes and then you can go
Mhm.
do all the exploring.
That's a long
And
tutorial though.
which everybody else is probably happy for. What that says to me is I've got about 30 minutes of gameplay
So you're
where
gonna spend your whole
there
first day playing doing tutorial.
no, that's not what I was thinking. What I was thinking was I've got about 30 minutes of gameplay where they're going to hold my hand and direct me because I've never played an MMO.
Mhm.
So they're going to direct me and have a quest to do this and a quest to do that. And then after that, I'm left to do whatever I want to do. And that's going to be exactly the point where I lose interest in the game.
Well,
Because
there might still be some like
I
story hooks
want
and stuff.
I want to be told what to do. I want my game to be on rails.
Mhm.
And that's what I like about micro civilization that we talked about a couple
Mhm.
weeks ago and with Lakeburg Legacies, where I can like when you place buildings in Lakeburg Legacies. Am I hearing somebody talk or is it my
No,
imagination?
you're hearing in the background. My roommate's watching something while they eat. Here, I can mute myself. Go ahead.
No, I just want to make sure I wasn't hallucinating or picking up signals from space. But
No, you're good.
but like when you play like Micro Civilization or like Lakeburg Legacies,
Did we lose you? Did your internet cut out? Oh my goodness. Hello. Oh, we may have lost her. I'm gonna text her to her phone.
everything out.
There you are. You froze for a hot second.
Oh, so you didn't hear me say anything?
I did not.
basically what I was saying is that I am not good at laying out buildings, like in Two Point Hospital or Two Point Campus or Sims. Um, all games which I own and no longer play because I figured out finally that I'm not good at those kind of games where I have to lay out the building myself. When you build a house in Lakeburg Legacies, it's like it just pops a house on the street. All you're seeing is this flat 2D, building in front of you, and that's all you need. It has all it lays out all the businesses in the places where they need to go. You don't need
Hmm.
to say, okay, should I sit my farm over here or should I sit my farm over here? You don't do all that.
Yeah, I will spend forever trying to decide where to put a building in a game.
And Palia, I have a feeling because I've been watching streams of Palia and people have been, you know, re- rearranging their tents and building kitchens in their houses and just like, oh no, I can't play that. I'll be living in a tent for the entire game just so I don't have to make a kitchen.
Not you unable to make a decision. Not even in your
Because
own house.
it would be a hot mess. A hot mess. So, do you want to try to talk about some of what you've watched?
Yeah, let's blaze through some of this stuff because I watched a little bit of a lot of things, honestly. Let me get back to my list.
Okay.
Um, so I have in here Beverly Hills Cop trilogy. Turns out I didn't watch the whole trilogy. I only watched the first two movies. I thought I was gonna watch the third movie by the time we got here. I did not, and honestly, I don't know if I am. I enjoyed the first movie. But it was touted as a comedy, and then in the first like 5 minutes of the movie, there is just a brutal crime that happens just on camera. I thought it
Mhm.
was rated R because they were going to be showing like Titanias
Boobies.
and like nasty things, but no. Turns out it's awful. But the movie was hilarious, so I enjoyed it. I
Mhm.
watched the second movie, and I was. I'm sorry. Why are you looking at me like this? Beverly Hills Cop. Yeah, we talked about this before. But the I watched the second movie, but I was also kind of distracted while I was watching the second movie. So I got kind of the gist of the movie, but also I don't understand why he was back in Beverly Hills. Honestly, I was like, what cause and
He was
events
back in Beverly Hills because the movie studio wanted to make more money.
exactly like what brought you all the way from Detroit back to Beverly Hills in this movie? I don't understand. In the first movie, it made sense. Second movie, I'm like, and so I'm wondering how he's going to end up back there for a third movie. Um, but that was good.
I just did not picture you watching Beverly Hills Cop.
I was. It was fully because I was.
Beverly Hills Cop was a movie that I think I watched because I went on a date and the guy wanted to see it. That's not a movie I would voluntarily go watch myself.
It was fully because I was scrolling through Paramount Plus trying to find something to watch so I could continue crocheting. I had already finished watching the things that I normally watch, and I was like, I need to continue
Okay, and
crocheting right
what
now.
did you get Paramount Plus for to watch?
I got it for to watch the Drew Barrymore show. Turns out I don't like watching the Drew Barrymore show if it's not just clips on TikTok.
Okay,
Because they
yeah.
just show the best clips on TikTok. It's like watching those podcasts where the guys are like talking and it's hilarious. Turns out they clip the best
You
parts.
talk about okay, vulgarity coming, shits and gigs.
Chloe bleep
Yeah.
this out. Yes, them, and then also so there's shits and gigs, which is the two black guys, and then there's the one that's the two white guys. It's like the basement yard or whatever. And
Oh,
then there's
I don't ever see them. I've never seen them.
I'll try to send you one of their clips because you might find a little bit of it funny, but most of their humor you probably wouldn't enjoy. And then there's the two Australian people.
Yeah, I know. I know who you're
Them.
talking about there.
I haven't tried watching their podcast yet, but they are like their clips on TikTok again are super hilarious. But I don't want to watch their podcast and be disappointed because all of the funny
Uh-huh.
bits are already online.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I was looking for something to watch on Paramount Plus, and turns out I was not feeling Drew Barrymore show. I watched a little bit of lip sync. What is it?
Lip
The
sync battles.
yes, lip sync battles. I enjoyed the few episodes that I watched, but got a little bored of it because several of them, again, I had seen on TikTok because people would just put up
Uh-huh.
full episodes. And so
Uh-huh.
had already seen several of them on TikTok. So I was like, I'm just rewatching ones that I've already seen. So let me move on to something else. And so that just happened to come up. And I'm like, Eddie Murphy's kind of funny. Let's see an old Eddie, like a young Eddie Murphy, rather. His laugh in that movie, his laugh is so goofy.
Uh-huh.
He is just the goofiest laugh. And I feel like he doesn't laugh like that later on.
No.
Because I've seen like I think the only movie that I can think of that I've seen him in when he's like older is like maybe Doctor Doolittle and Daddy Daycare was Eddie Murphy, right?
I don't think so.
Was Daddy Daycare not Eddie Murphy?
I don't think so.
Looking it up.
Maybe Daddy Daycare 2 or 3, maybe. I
Daddy
don't know.
Daycare
I
series.
don't know. I could be wrong.
Um,
I thought Daddy Daycare was like Arnold Schwarzenegger or something.
no, it's Eddie Murphy. It's Eddie
Oh, okay.
Murphy. Because he
Okay.
works in like a factory or something, and then his kid is supposed to be going to the school or whatever. Anyway, oh, maybe I'll go watch Daddy Daycare. But yeah, he doesn't laugh like that in the later movies. So I was like, what is this goofy laugh coming out of his mouth right now? It was so funny. Like just the laugh itself made the whole movie funnier. But so I enjoyed those. I accidentally marked something off that I didn't mean to, but I remember what it was. I
So
continued
you
scrolling.
still didn't watch the show that I was telling you about.
Not yet. I thought about it, but I was already scrolling through Paramount Plus, and so I just
Well, it was
didn't
on
yet.
Paramount Plus.
Wait, which one are you talking about?
The one I keep calling Dirty Jobs, but that's not what it's
Oh,
called.
I thought that one was on Hulu. No, which one's on Hulu? The Mars one's on Hulu, isn't it?
Uh, the Mars Stars on Mars is on Hulu.
For some reason, I thought both of those were on Hulu. I need to go back into our notes because we put in our notes where everything is. I need to go back into our notes so I can find where the show is. But no, I still did not watch that yet. I did watch I watched about 2 seconds of Archie's Weird Mysteries because I was scrolling through trying to find something more like lighthearted. And so there was Archie's Weird Mysteries there, and I was like, okay, well, what? I wonder what this is like because they did the big Riverdale thing, and I don't really want to watch that. But this looks like it could be like a Scooby Doo esque kind of vibe. It was so lame. I did not even finish the full first episode. I got I got through like the first maybe 5 minutes. The theme song, little fun. The show itself, so lame. So lame. And not even in that like not even just because it's old, because a lot of old shows are like, oh, it's old, but it's like cheesy and like I can watch this. It was just
Uh,
lame.
Tough as Nails. That's the show that I was
Tough
trying
as
to get you
nails.
to watch.
I need to let me write that in
Because
my own
I
notes.
keep wanting to say Dirty Job,
Yeah.
but it's Tough as Nails. I never can remember the name of this show,
All right. Tough
but
as nails,
I'm
P
I'm
plus.
pretty sure it's on Paramount Plus because Paramount Plus is basically CBS, and C and Tough as
Okay,
Nails is on CBS.
so that's the other thing I was going to ask. Do all of the shows and things on Paramount Plus have commercials? Because I think everything that I've watched on Paramount Plus has commercials. Is it just a streaming service with commercials, or are there some things that don't have commercials?
No, there's levels because you're using your brother's Paramount Plus, and I think that's the one that came
Walmart.
with our Walmart Plus subscription. So I guess they're giving you the commercial level, like the cheapest
Okay.
level.
Yeah.
We are using a different subscription, and we don't ever get commercials.
Oh, you lucky dogs. Those. Speaking of commercials, I'm going to send you. We're going to talk about some commercials in a minute because that is part of the things that I watched was commercials. I'm going to send you a video. Um, and you could just pull it up while I'm talking about this other stuff. But I watched. I watched like 2 seconds of Archie and was like, this is not it, bro. And then I watched.
I've never even heard of Archie's Weird Mysteries.
It was just an old. Is from the 80s or something, like
Okay.
old school.
Is it a cartoon?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, old school, and would not recommend. Don't waste your time. You don't need it. Like for literally anybody watching this video right now, don't waste your time. You don't need it. It was so like, it was so lame. But I did. After saying that's not it, watched a few episodes of The Equalizer, the Yeah, I watched the new one with Queen Latifah, but
Yes.
don't get too excited. I enjoyed. I no. Love Queen Latifah. Was enjoying it. The thing that stresses me out to my core in TV shows is when someone is like cool and doing their thing, but it interferes with their family life or their like close friends. Um, hey, is there a StreamYard link? Sorry, we're not doing call-ins right now. We're only having it's just the two of us right now. We might have guests later on, but right now it's just the two of us. Thank you though. Um, but what was I saying? Oh, the thing that stresses me out to my core is when it interferes with their family life. And so she's off like helping all of these other people and blah blah blah, but it's like causing a sever in her relationship with her daughter. And I'm only like 4 episodes in, and it's causing a sever relationship with her daughter, and it is stressing me out so much. So much it is stressing me out.
Don't let it stress you out. It gets better. Please keep
Okay, because
watching. It
I'll try
gets
to keep
better.
watching because that was the thing that I enjoyed about Ghost Whisperer was no matter what ghosts and demons and villains and voodoo was showing up, her husband was like from day one, you see ghosts, I got you. You need to go fight these ghosts, I got you. He was ride or die the
Uh-huh.
whole time, and so I
Uh-huh.
did not have to worry about him until the last season when they jumped the shark and things got crazy. I did not have to worry about him. In this, I'm like, her daughter is like 15 trying to be a young adult, and also her mom is a spy and she doesn't know, and so she thinks her mom is just lying to her. Like the last line that I ended off on was she thought that her mom lied to her and her aunt about going on about like doing some work stuff, and that she thought that she caught her out on a date. And so she's like, mom, when you lie, she was quoting something her mom said to her earlier in the episode, and she's like, mom, this just makes me wonder. You lied to me about this. This just makes me wonder. What else are you lying to me about? And then like she closes the door. And that's the line that left off. And I was like, I have to stop watching the show right now. It hurts my heart. It hurts my heart.
You have a
Bye,
good
Ronald.
weekend, Ronald.
Have fun playing River Frost, Frost World, Frost
Frost
War,
Haven.
Frost Haven. I
Girl.
knew I knew one word.
Frost Haven.
I knew one word. It was
Oh
there.
my goodness.
Okay. But
You.
so I will eventually watch more of the Equalizer, but not right now while I feel so stressed out. So there's this on the screen. Let me see, where were my other commercial notes? Okay. So I'm gonna hit 2 notes real quick before we play this video. The first
Okay.
one was there was an Intuit commercial and they were using they them pronouns. They were like, Alex needs to go do this thing, but they're not sure about what they want to do. So they're gonna and they were just and it was this person walking through all these, but they were using they them pronouns. I was like, get it into it. Okay, get it into it. So I was happy for that. The second little note that I was gonna make was something that really irritates me is because there were a plethora of Amazon commercials while I was watching Paramount Plus, plethora of Amazon commercials. Why, when everybody and their brother uses Amazon, whenever they hold up their phone as if they're like, oh, my shelf just broke. I need to order a new shelf on Amazon. And they pull it up and it's a fake Amazon app. It does not look like the Amazon app. It's just a picture of a shelf and it says shelf underneath. And right next to it is a big yellow button that says buy. It does not look like the Amazon app. Everybody knows what the Amazon app looks like. Why are you using a fake Amazon app?
Is it an Amazon commercial?
Yes. And it's just a fake. And this is not the first Amazon commercial that I've seen that's done this, where it's just a fake. Like it's got the Amazon colors, and the button is yellow, like in the Amazon thing, and the pictures. It's like almost Amazon, but it's a fake Amazon app. So it's a really big on the phone screen. So it's just a big like they're buying a hammer to fix the shelf. So it's like a big picture of a hammer. Underneath it, it just says hammer. Does not say anything else. And then right next to it is a button that says buy. Why is Amazon using a fake Amazon app in their commercials?
That's
It pisses me off.
weird.
It
That's
piss, if I could catch it, I will try to catch it next time. The screenshot and we'll show it. But this commercial, this is the second time that I've seen this commercial. I waited and waited and waited for it to come up again because the first time I watched this commercial, I was like, what is going on? So this is a commercial for some sort of medicine for like eczema or sciatica, some kind of skin condition or whatever. But that is not the important thing. So go ahead and press play on this video. You don't need the sound because you don't need the sound because I think I have my headphones on anyway. So you and I can talk over this. Okay.
I've seen this commercial. It's been a while though.
Okay, so there's this commercial, and he's like, "Oh no, all the people are looking at me when I've got my skin condition, blah blah blah," and it's like I'm being put on blast or whatever. And so, oh Tesla, and so this is the person that he's going on the date with, but that is not what I want you to pay attention to. Continue. I don't know why this got me in this commercial. So it like freezes. They're frozen at the exciting point of the movie or whatever. So there's these people watching the movie, mom and child. Look at this man with this beard. Hanging out with gay representation, yes. Hanging out. Why is this girl not paying attention to the movie? What is she doing? Why is she not paying attention to the movie?
That bothered you that much?
No, continue. Look over this man's shoulder. You see this gay man, the gay man with the beard? Okay, wait just a second. He's back there. Who is he talking to? He's talking to a woman. He is not there with his date. Is he in the closet? Was he secretly on a date at the theater and then he was out with this woman? Because the other man is nowhere to be seen. What happened to his date?
Maybe that was his friend that he just happened to see. It's like, oh, you came to see this movie too? I didn't know. And maybe his date has gone to the bathroom and he's waiting for him to come out of the bathroom.
It's feeling mighty suspicious to me. It's feeling mighty suspicious.
You are so silly.
Mighty suspicious.
You are so silly.
Because they're both men. He could have been waiting in the bathroom. Why was he and the bathroom is inside the theater. Who walks all the way outside of the theater while their partner is in the bathroom? You wait in the building. It's feeling suspicious. I'm feeling a conspiracy.
You are so weird. You are so weird. I've only seen half of that commercial because it's like you said, it comes up several times while you're watching something. I don't think we were watching Paramount. I think we were watching another streaming service and they have that commercial too. And it's like my head is down second screening and I only catch little bits of it as I go along.
Next time you see Tesla or whatever that commercial is, you look at that man and what happened to his date. Because I did not see him in any of the other extras walking around. That man disappeared. There is something shady going on at that theater.
You're so weird. So what else have you been watching? And go back and watch The Equalizer.
I probably will. I enjoyed it. It was fun watching Queen Latifah like kick some butt and all that stuff. Like it was a little bit jarring at first for a second because the very last thing that I watched Queen Latifah in was Living Single. So this is like a 20 or something year age gap. And so I was like,
yes, seeing her as a 50-some-year-old woman is like weird after you were watching her in her 20s.
Yeah, because her face definitely like changed a bit. So I was like, is that is that the voice coming out is Queen Latifah, but the face is like an approximation of Queen Latifah. It was weird, like not really bad, but just like because she hasn't had any work done or anything, has she?
I don't think so.
Okay, it was just a weird, maybe just something that she's doing with her makeup or something. It was just like, I don't know. It was odd.
She's just gotten older. She's in her 50s now. She's
my
age.
Yes, but usually, like, if you watch someone like Julie Andrews, I just sent you a video on TikTok about Julie Andrews. Julie Andrews, you see young Julie Andrews, you see old Julie Andrews, you know that that's still the same person. It's not, you can see where the transition happened. For some reason, something that happened, and it may just have been the faces that she was making in the beginning of the show or something, but something that happened there, like it felt like she was not making the same like expressions that she was making, or something was like weird, like uncanny valley. It was weird. That was all that I watched. We can talk about your two things now.
Did I watch anything?
Well, you have 2 points in here.
Do I?
You do.
Are you sure?
Because I put emojis right next to both of them.
Actually, I just
Mhm.
I watched a little bit of Unsleeping City on Dropout. I'm not, unlike my daughter, I am not much of a D&D watching person.
Mhm.
Okay, let me put this down so I can talk. I'm not much of a D&D watching person, but I did, give Unsleeping City a try. I I kind of liked it.
Mhm.
Um
How far
I
did you get first of all?
Oh, I only watched the first.
The first episode?
I think I only watched the first episode.
Will they do all the like
I
introductions of the
Yeah,
characters?
I don't think I might have watched a little bit of the second episode. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But I yeah, I mm, no, I'm pretty sure I only watched the first episode, I think. Maybe.
Well,
I
what are
don't
your
know.
hesitations? What
I know I haven't gone past the second episode. We've already discussed this. I'm not or
give me your rose and your
maybe I
thorns.
discussed this with Chloe. Um Maybe it was Chloe.
Even if it was, you didn't discuss it with the people. Continue.
Whatever. I don't particularly like one of the actors.
Okay.
And so I just you know how sometimes when you're watching a show, a certain actor will just you'll just be put off by the actor, and
Hmm.
it's not anything that they've done or anything like it's just some people
You just don't
just
like their vibe.
I just don't like watching them on screen.
Yep.
And so one of the actors in that show just is not for me.
Mm.
So
Do you think you're going to try to
I
keep watching past that?
I might. I might because what happened was the actor that I don't particularly like, they did their introduction first, so a good chunk of the
Mm.
first episode
Okay, I know who you're talking about.
was that person, and I was like, I don't.
I know exactly who you're talking about. I was not super fond of that person either at first, but then I think it was just that I was not used to how they play. And so
Mhm.
once I like watched more of the season, I was like, okay, this is how this person's going to be. This is what this person does. And so I kind of got used to it. And so
I've seen them in three different things on Dropout now, and I'm just like,
they're just
I'm
not.
like, no,
See,
they're not for me.
I'm not a super big fan of the character that they play in that season, but I like characters that they play in other seasons. Like I just finished another season with a character they played that I actually enjoyed, as opposed to the character they play in Unsleeping City.
Yeah, they're just something about them just not for me. Um, so then I switched to A Court of Fey and Flowers,
Which I haven't watched yet.
and as I was saying, probably to Chloe, on the game night where it was just me and her because nobody else showed up.
I was making money,
Okay,
ma'am.
okay, whatever. So, you keep recommending Unsleeping City, and I see Court of Fey and Flowers. I'm like, why did you not mention this one?
I haven't
This
watched it.
one, this one is romance. It's Regency. What?
I haven't watched it. I can't
How did
recommend
how
something I haven't
how did you
watched.
not know? Your mother who reads historical romance, how did you not know that this would be my vibe?
I know that I mentioned it at least once because Abria Iyengar is the GM for that one, so I know I mentioned it at least once.
No, you did not, because I did not know it existed till I was like clicking past, scrolling past on the app or whatever,
Chloe,
and
I'm gonna need you to
then
run back every time I mention the quarter flame flowers in the stream. Thank you.
whatever. I was I was scrolling past, and then I happened to see like a description of one of the episodes said Regency romance. I'm like, er,
Hit the brakes.
stop, back up, let's see what this is about. And so yeah, I was going to watch it last Saturday, but somebody else was, hogging the slots. So
Well,
I
I have
didn't get
finished my season that I watched, so you should have all the slots you need to watch. I'm planning on watching that. I only watched the first I watched maybe the first 10 or 15 minutes of the first episode while they were kind of doing some of the introductions, but it's like it takes me a while to get used to new people playing that I haven't seen before. And so I like started it and I was like, because I know Lou Wilson and Emily Axford and Abria Iyengar. So I know the three of them. But the rest of the people, I have seen some of them in different places, but haven't seen them play D&D before. And so I was like, I have no like I have no reference of what kind of person you're about to be right now. And so it's like, it takes me a while to kind of focus in on that. So I'll probably go back and watch it again later.
Other than that, I have watched um the Great British Sewing Bee season 9.
Isn't that the one you have
I
to find off the
I
back of the truck?
yes, I was about to say the truck idled by my house,
Mm,
and while it's still on the street, I need to go ahead and watch those episodes before it zooms on down the road. Cause
okay.
because with that show, you really need to catch those episodes when they drop off the truck, or else the truck will be gone.
Ooh,
Because the production company for that show is serious about you not watching their show unless you live in the UK and pay
or have the BBC.
and pay the TV fees. I don't think it's on BBC. I think it's on ITV or Channel 4 or one of those other ones they have over there. But they're serious about you living in the UK and paying the TV fees before you watch their show.
Dang.
So so I when you catch that one, I mean the other UK shows are serious too, but they're like you got a few days before the production company gets up off their arse and says, "Hey, let's go ahead and
Hey,
stop.
shut this down.
Let's shut this down." But no, not with this one. So I watched the first couple episodes of that one. I enjoyed that show. I wish that
Ooh,
Max or one of the other places would pick that back up. Pick that
that's
up
how I feel about Father Brown. I just want to watch more
I,
seasons of
so that
Father
I can
Brown.
watch it. Um, but the way the streaming services are going these days, if they're not getting a big, payout from it, they're not gonna
Speaking of which, the TikTok that
operate.
I sent you about Hulu and Disney Plus trying to raise their prices and cut down on password sharing and stuff because they saw that but Netflix did it.
Exactly. But and I know a lot of people said, okay, we're gonna cancel our Netflix, once they start with the whatevers.
Mm,
And I'm not canceling because we were the original holder. But
yeah.
I'll tell you what, if I was one of you kids, because you are all on our Netflix.
Mm,
And so we're about to be in the situation of because we are on your Hulu.
yes.
And if Hulu starts cracking down, then you can keep Hulu. I will just skip watching whatever is on Hulu. You can keep Hulu.
It's just frustrating because we had
Because
the world at our fingertips.
also we are old. So and you know how I know we're old? Because we still have a landline. And although technically it's not a landline because it runs through our cable box. So technically it's I forget the word for it. It's called I something. So
Hmm.
it's not a technical like in the wall
Yeah.
landline. So we're not that old. It's still over the internet in a plugged into our cable box, but we still technically have a landline.
Hmm.
And we still have cable because we still have the package that was our cable and our internet and our phone all through the same box.
Hmm.
So we still have cable. So they can Hulu and Disney can play games if they want to. We still have cable. And we
But
don't have a problem going back to cable. Like I texted you when you sent me that video. The message you saw the message I sent back
yes.
just last night. We were watching a TV show from 2017 that is free on YouTube with ads. We don't care. We will watch whatever we haven't watched before, and it doesn't matter how old it is. So they think, oh, people are going to keep these services, and I mean, everybody else probably will. And my subscription is just a tiny little, you know, pimple on the ass of Disney. Okay, they don't really care about me. But I'm just saying it's not gonna hurt me.
The thing is, I don't like Netflix, maybe Hulu, maybe Disney does not need that. Does not need the streaming money.
Hmm.
All the things that Disney does with their theme
None
parks
of them need it.
and the shirts and the but like of all of them,
The ones who really, really
Disney
don't need it is Disney. Yes. Disney's getting so much money, they could give us Disney Plus for free.
Disney has money to crack down on little Etsy vendors that decided they wanted to make some Minnie Mouse ears to sell on Etsy to
Hmm.
their 20 friends.
Hmm.
Disney does not need this money.
Exactly. So that's why I don't feel bad, it's I would feel worse if it was like I would feel bad pirating Stardew Valley. Even though Stardew Valley is
Mhm.
very popular, it's still one developer guy.
Mhm.
And even though he's, made money because everybody loves his game, I would still feel bad
Cuz it's just
because
him.
it's just him.
He spent all this time doing just
Okay.
this one thing.
So I'm not going to pirate, Stardew Valley guy or the people who make my all my little hidden, cats hidden in Paris
Mhm.
games that they sell for $2
Yeah,
because
that's why I paid the $5 for the Worlds Beyond Number Patreon, because it's the four of them and they're like production team or something, but it's not like it's hundreds of people and they're getting all this money.
Mhm.
It's just these few people. So I'm
So
not gonna
those
try to pirate their stuff.
But Disney, I don't have a problem sharing my password of Disney with the rest. And to be fair, I'm sharing it with my family. I'm not, you know, posting it on my IG and say, hey, everybody who wants to watch Disney on my,
Exactly.
I'm sharing it with my family, which I don't feel like is a terrible thing to do.
Yeah.
But if they want to crack down and say, this is not a thing we want anymore, well, then you can keep your Hulu. And since I'm the one paying for Disney, I would probably keep, no, honestly, I would probably get rid of Disney
Yeah, you
because
say you don't watch
as
Disney.
I was saying the other day, I got Disney to watch Hamilton when it came out. And how many years ago was that?
Several.
Because wasn't that pre-pandemic
It was.
when Hamilton came out? So that is at least 4 years ago. I
Mm.
I got Disney Plus for Hamilton. I watched Hamilton exactly 1.5 times, and I haven't watched it since then.
Not
The
one and a
only
half.
the only other thing that I think was on Disney that I watched was In the Heights.
I still
And
need to watch that.
I still have, and I enjoyed it, but I've watched it once. I still have not gotten around to watching West Side Story.
Hmm.
If they put a crackdown on Disney, I would put a rush on watching West Side Story, and then I
Hmm.
would cancel it.
See, that's so frustrating because I don't watch Disney super often, but when I get in a mood, I will watch a lot of things on Disney, and that's one of the I'm not gonna be babysitting like in perpetuity or anything,
Mhm,
but that's one of the channels that the girls like ask for whenever they're here. They
mhm,
ask to watch like Bluey, or every once in a while they'll
mhm.
ask to watch Bear in the Big Blue House, or like something that's on, or like Little Mermaid or something, or Frozen for the 100th time. I laughed at the parents that are like, my daughter wanted to watch Frozen like 300 times, and now I understand. I put a crackdown on that. I was like, sorry, you watched Frozen last week. We're gonna watch something else.
But even the thing that I have to constantly remind myself when I hesitate to cancel one of these services is you can always sign up again.
That's true.
You can cancel it, and if they come out with a show that, oh, I really want to see this, like we canceled the Apple Plus, and they came out with Schmigadoon 2,
Hmm.
and or the second season of Schmigadoon, and when I have a minute,
When
I
we
will
both have a minute.
I will resubscribe, and then we can watch the second season of Schmigadoon, and then we can cancel it again.
I think the thing that frustrates me, I wish there was like a pause. I know some services, maybe not streaming services, but some services do have like a like pause your subscription or whatever. I think
Mhm.
I think Zombies Run has that, but you can pause the subscription because the thing that irritates me about if you delete your account is all of the like it because it watches it creates its own little algorithm or whatever of what you watch, and so it'll recommend things to you based on
Mm.
what you watched or whatever, and you've got your like queue and all of that, and I don't want to lose my queue or have to reteach an algorithm. No, I don't want to watch any Will Ferrell movies. I do not want to watch any Will Ferrell movies.
I feel like what am I trying to say?
What are you trying to say?
I feel like the algorithm doesn't work as well for me as because I feel like I'm getting the same stuff
Mm-hmm.
over and over. So I don't put as much store in I have more faith in like the TikTok algorithm
Well,
or maybe the YouTube algorithm than I do the Netflix algorithm or the Disney or Hulu or any of those algorithms because especially with Netflix, I feel like Netflix is giving me the same top 10 like this is the hot show on Netflix. So we figure everybody wants to see this show
mm-hmm.
and so this is what we're putting up front. I don't feel like they're real. I don't feel like me. Um, I mean, and I still faithfully, when I watch stuff, I'll put a thumbs up or a thumbs down
Mm-hmm.
when I watch something on Netflix. But I don't feel like it makes as much of a difference as it used to at one point.
Yeah.
And as far as my queue, some of the shows in my queue have been there for 15 years. I am not going to watch these shows, but I have not cleaned out my queue. So if a miracle happened one day and my queue just disappeared, then I don't think I'd be heartbroken.
See, I like my queue. My queue is like my queue to me is the equivalent of like having a collection of movies that you've already seen at your house. So it's not like, oh, I'm going to the theater trying to find something new. It's I want to watch something that I already like I'm used to. I already know what happens, or I need to put something up in the background or something. And so my queue is for
So
that of like,
so your queue is like a bookmark
yes,
of these are shows that I already know I like and
yes,
I want them where I can find them real quick.
yes.
See, my queue
Every once in a while, there's something that I'm like, oh, I want to watch this, but for the most part, my queue is stuff that I've seen already.
no, my queue is a version of is the video version of a TBR. It's like whenever I see a trailer for a show that looks good or a movie that looks good, I'm like, oh, okay. I add that to my queue so that I won't forget the name of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, you see how I cannot remember the name of Tough and Nails to save my life. So, but luckily it's on my continue watching section on my
Uh huh.
Roku TV. So at least I don't have to remember the name of it. I just pull that up and there's the guy's face and it's like, oh yeah, that's the show.
Mm-hmm.
But so my Netflix queue is just oh, I heard about this show. It sounds interesting. I'm scared I'm not going to find it again because most of the
Mm-hmm.
stuff that's on my queue is not the Netflix top 10. Like if it's something that's on the Netflix top 10, I don't even bother adding it to my list because I know Netflix is going to
It's good. Yep.
shove that in my face every time I open up the app. So I don't even put that. But if it's some little,
Like niche thing.
some Spanish movie with subtitles that looks interesting to me or something,
Mm-hmm.
some K-drama or something like that, then I'll put that on my list because I don't think Netflix is going to resurface that to me.
Yeah.
Or sometimes I'll read an article that says, "Oh, did you know that, all 12 seasons of XYZ is on Netflix?" I'm like, I have never not once seen that come up on Netflix when I'm searching for anything.
Mm-hmm.
But you go and type it in and sure enough, it's there on Netflix. But Netflix never once recommended it to me, even though it's something I totally would want to watch.
Yeah, every once in a while I'll
So
go through that's what I was just doing on Paramount Plus is I was like shows A to Z and I started at A and just started scrolling. That's how I ended up on Beverly Hills Cop B.
oh good lord.
Just started scrolling. Oh, I did watch something else on Paramount Plus before I forget. I watched that next season of Bob Hearts Abishola because it was on Paramount Plus.
Because that's what I thought you were getting the Paramount Plus password for. Because I
No,
know that's your show.
I forgot that was on that was on Paramount Plus. I thought it was on something else. But yeah, that new season was on Paramount Plus, so I watched that. It's I know that you said that the family irritated you in the first season, and they are irritating in the first season, but it's a good show. It's a good show. And it's like it's just refreshing to see so many black people on the screen.
I'm glad that it exists, but it's not for me because I don't think I don't sitcoms are not for me.
Oh yeah, I forgot you're not a big sitcom
Yeah,
person.
I used to like sitcoms when I was younger, but now I just don't have a taste for them. If I want to laugh, I'd rather watch stand up
Hmm.
than watch a sitcom.
See, I don't watch Bob Hearts Abishola for like laugh out loud comedy or anything, but it's like sitcoms are lighthearted for the most part.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
going to be like watching The Equalize and I'm worried this woman is going to ruin her relationship with her daughter forever. Yes. Have I seen Lethal Weapon? No, I have not seen Lethal Weapon. I am being recommended Lethal Weapon.
Why?
I don't know.
That's another movie that I probably saw on a date. I've seen it, but I'm
Hmm.
sure I saw it because I was on a date with your father. I don't
I
think I
have
I don't think
not.
I saw it because it's not a movie I would sit down and watch. But
I'm gonna add it to my list and see how we feel about it next week. But yeah, that's all the things that I watched.
yeah, I watched Great Sewing British Sewing Bee. What else did I watch? There was something else I was thinking of when I was still watching Stars on Mars. I think I need to catch up. I'll watch that because I because it comes on Mondays,
Hmm.
and so I have to wait for it to show up on Hulu on Tuesdays.
Hmm.
But then your father is off early. So then I have to wait till today when he's not off because Fridays and Saturdays he works late again. So I have to wait till he's not home because he ain't sitting through no Stars on Mars. He'll sit
Yeah.
there. Oh, Kicking and Screaming. That was the thing that I was telling you that we watched
What?
on YouTube. Kicking and Screaming. It is a cheesy reality show on YouTube. That's what I was telling you about when
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
said we have no problem watching free with ads.
What's it about? Why did I think that was a movie? Is there a
There
movie with that
there
same
is
title?
there is a movie called Kicking and Screaming, but
Okay.
this is a reality show called Kicking and Screaming. And I'm pretty sure that the host, it was a Fox TV show,
Hmm.
and I'm pretty sure the host is was the Indian lady, gal, woman on that show that I didn't watch, but all the rest of y'all liked,
The
called
Good Place?
The
No.
New Girl.
Oh, I did not watch New Girl. Who was on New Girl? Is
Some
that
somebody
is that
somebody
that
brought
woman
up.
that everybody hates now? Hang on.
Okay.
New Girl cast. Who was in that show?
You're
Yeah, because
talking
I
about
didn't watch.
Jamila Jamil.
Yeah, I was
Everybody
thinking Jamila
is
Jamil.
no, not her.
No, are you thinking Hannah Simone? Is that who
Yeah,
this is?
I think. Well, I know the host's first name is Hannah, so maybe that's who it. Maybe I was right, and that's who it is.
It might be, but no, I didn't watch New Girl, and I do not know Hannah Simone.
Maybe it was your sister Sydney who watched New Girl.
That sounds like something Sydney would watch.
But this is old enough that several of these people, your father and I, have seen on other reality shows or something.
Okay.
This is like 2017, and we're looking at some of these people going, I know who these people are. Like him.
I don't know. What is this about?
So basically, it is there's 10 just average people, like Miss Wyoming, an
Hmm.
actress who was on the original show of Baywatch, but she wasn't like one of the main stars. She was one like the backup body backup lifeguards,
Yeah.
um, an etiquette coach, those kind of people.
Yeah.
Girly girl, NFL cheerleader. And then
Mhm.
you've got 10 survivalist people
Ooh.
who it's their job to survive in the jungle or whatever. The
Mhm.
people who are the experts on shows like
People,
Alone,
yeah, people who would be
Naked,
on Naked and Afraid.
Naked and Afraid, that kind of thing. And I think that one black guy was on Naked and Afraid. But you know, those kind of people who used to be in the military, that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
And so they're broken up into teams of two. One one amateur, one professional is the way I call it. One
Mhm.
amateur, one professional, and they are competing to win $500,000.
Okay.
And this show only lasted one season,
Because
but
Fox likes to cancel good shows.
so they all are in like a camp together
Mhm.
in Fiji in the jungle. And basically they're just hanging around camp, and then the host lady comes and says, okay, today's challenge is to do this, and whoever is the last two people, then they have to go into an elimination, and
Okay.
whoever loses the elimination has to go home, and that's how they get eliminated. And
Yeah.
so you can't, like, and they set up the challenges in such a way that, like, the adventure person can't do the whole thing.
Yeah, they have
Like,
to get their delicate person to do some of it.
yeah, I mean, there's some things where they have to. There's some things where they say, you can drag your person kicking and screaming, but then there's other things, like especially in the elimination challenges. Like the first elimination challenge they did was where you had to start a fire
Mhm.
with just like your flint and your knife,
Mhm.
and so they had been practicing how to do that the day before. Everybody had been practicing just in case they had to go into the elimination. So you do get some practice. They kind of give
Yeah.
them, even though they don't show it on screen, they kind of give them a heads up of, okay, this is what you probably should practice because it's going to come up soon.
Mhm.
Because you see them in camp all practicing how to start a fire, and you're wondering, why are they all trying to start fires? Well, it turns out the
That
next
was
challenge is
the yeah.
fire. Yeah. So, and so the challenge was like, you both can do this first part, but then when it comes to the fire part, the amateur person has to start the fire. You can't start it for them.
Ooh.
So you just have to sit there and watch them while they're trying to start this fire.
Okay. I might go watch this. Let me put this on my list.
So it's on YouTube, and
Yeah.
it's for free, and it's got commercials, but it's got commercials like YouTube has commercials, which
Yeah, I was
means
gonna say YouTube
you
has
wait
commercials
you
anyway.
you you wait 5 seconds and click skip. It's not like commercials on Paramount where they show you up in the corner, you got 5 commercials
80
coming up,
seconds.
and you got to sit and wait for all 5 of those commercials to pass.
Yep.
Because you cannot click through them or fast forward or nothing. You just gotta wait.
The amount of times where I've been
So,
watching something and my hand instinctively goes up to the mouse to try to skip the commercial. Now remember I'm on Paramount Plus.
yep, yep. And the most frustrating part is that they tell you up top how many commercials there are. That frustrates your father so much because then because he looks at it and he's counting, and it's like, the last break there was only 2 commercials. Now this break they're giving us 5 commercials. Why is there so many commercials? And I'm like, what I can't get over is that he is the same age as me. We grew up with commercials. Okay. So I don't mind a commercial. Commercials, like if I'm watching regular TV, I don't even mind the commercials because the commercials, the way I grew up, the commercials was the time to get up, go to the bathroom, run,
Hmm.
grab a snack,
That's what
you
I do when I'm
know,
watching Paramount.
whatever. Or sometimes I'll be like, I'll watch the TV, and then when I was a kid, because there was no internet, so there was no second screen, I
Mhm.
would watch TV, and then when the commercials came on, I would read a few pages of my book.
Mm.
And then when the TV show came on, I put my book to the side, watch the show. And so I would go between my book and my show
Mhm.
And that's how I read so many books because I watched, you know, I read while I was watching television. I did them
Mhm.
both, you know,
That little girl
but
has the reddest hair.
like her mother,
Mhm.
I guess you can tell that her red hair is real because the daughter's
Yep.
got it too. Because at first I would look at that and go, "Oh, you must have dyed your hair," but it must be real because the daughter's got it too. But yeah, you can tell this was in 2017 because it has that you know how sometimes when you try to go back and watch reality shows from even 5 years ago and they've changed so much about the way they do reality shows,
Mhm.
they try
Like when we were watching The Mole.
yeah, you try to go back and watch a 10-year-old reality show and it's like, "Oh, this is cringy. We don't do that on reality shows anymore. Stop that."
Yeah, the way that
I
they do
mean,
the cuts and
it's
the edits and stuff.
yeah, it's just it's hard to explain to somebody, but if you just go back and try to watch an old one, you'll see it for yourself. There's just a different way that they edit shows and the way they go into commercial break and the kind of jokes they make and
Mhm.
the kind of stuff that is just like and in the case of this show, you can tell that they are like I don't think any of the amateurs are as hopeless as they're trying to make them look.
Mm.
You know, like especially this guy, the big guy with the studded vest
Yeah.
that they keep showing on screen. He keeps trying to be like, "Oh, I am so pampered. I can't do any." It's
Yeah, I
like,
saw that scene that they did of him
yeah,
with the dog and the mimosa
yeah,
or whatever.
I feel like he's playing this up more just for the cameras. That he's not
Mhm.
as and some of these people like the gamer in the purple her,
Mhm.
she looks like she's a little bit more fit
Yeah.
than they're trying to act. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So
Well,
like that
that,
so it's but that was a thing that they did in reality shows back then. When somebody was on a reality show, they had them really play up.
they had to be the caricature of.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it had to be like a caricature. They really played up the helplessness of and see commercial
Fake
skip.
Liberty Mutual ad. Fake Liberty Mutual app on the phone. That's what the Amazon app looked like. It's so weird. Like they have green screened onto the phone a fake Amazon app.
Weird.
I'm not gonna
But
let it go. It's so irritating.
but yeah, this is the kind of thing that your father and I will go back and watch this kind of stuff. We
Mhm.
don't care because we didn't see it the first time it came around. It fits in our milieu of we like to watch these adventure shows where
Mhm.
where they have challenges that they have to do, physical challenges that they have to do. And so we'll watch that all day long. And or
Mhm.
a cooking shows, we're all about the cooking shows.
I can't watch cooking shows anymore because they make me hungry.
Your father loves cooking shows.
I used to watch cooking shows more,
So
and now every time I watch cooking shows, it makes me want to go out and get some food.
it's so weird how much he loves cooking shows because he doesn't cook,
Mm.
but he loves to watch cooking shows. So, you know, we can go back and we can reach for one that was from 5 or 10 years ago and watch it, and we don't care. So, if we had to get rid of some of these streaming services, it really doesn't matter. Doesn't make a difference to us.
It would matter to me.
I know, I know. Not everybody is like us. Not everybody can deal with being without the regular, you know, whatever the new is, or
You should write a strongly worded letter.
I think not. I think not. I do not need to write a strongly worded letter. But so that's all that I've watched this week. I don't know what I'm going to watch next week.
Yeah, that's all I watched too. I do know what I'm going to watch though. I've got a list of things that I've been compiling since we started talking about it.
So I think we are at the end of our rope.
I think so. Cutting it at 3 hours and 30 minutes.
I know we're ridiculous. We
But
are
we got
out.
through everything because we were a week behind, so we got
Yeah.
through everything.
So next week, what are we talking? Are we talking games again, or are we
Yeah, next
talking?
week is games because this week was games from last week and then shows that were supposed to be this week. So next week will be games.
Next week will be games again. So we shall be talking about games again.
Yes. Hopefully by then I'll be playing Stray Gods.
Oh Lord. You don't have the money for that.
It's
Don't
only $30.
don't make me stressed. Don't make me stressed.
I need something to relieve my stress in between all of this packing and stuff. Stray Gods.
Whatever. Well, I'm probably gonna leave here and take a nap,
I might also take a nap.
and
I'm tired today.
or maybe have some more food because all I had was a bowl of raisin bran and those 8 chicken nuggets that your brother made for me,
That's a good
and
idea.
a
I need either.
small coffee cake that was about that big. And we've been on here for 3 hours, so technically it's probably time for another meal.
Mm-hmm. Don't make Isaac jump down your throat like eat some food.
I know. He'll be like, "That's all you ate today." So maybe I should have more food.
All right,
But
let's wrap it up.
let's wrap it up. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for letting us be your background sound. Um, like us if you like us.
Subscribe if you want to know when we're doing stuff.
Ring that bell if you want to be notified.
And share it with your friends because we're hilarious.
We're not hilarious, but we're
We're
mild.
hilarious.
We keep you from being bored. We can keep you from being bored. We're not hilarious, but we can keep you from being bored. So join us next week.
If you're watching this after the fact, in the comments, leave a magnifying glass for trying to look at that commercial and see what happens to that man.
Yes. Leave the investigator emoji or a magnifying glass because
It's looking suspicious.
Maya is on the hunt.
It's looking suspicious.
So we'll be here next week and for the next couple weeks, and then we'll be on vacay. But we'll give you warning right before we're on vacay.
What if we pre-record an episode to release on vacay where it's just us?
I can't do that.
Why not?
That involves me knowing technology.
Oh my gosh.
As you guys always say, I'm too old to know technology. I'm an old lady.
And then what do
Techno-
you say every time?
Technology
I'm
has
the one who
passed me
taught you how to use
by.
technology. I know how to do the things.
Technology has passed me by, according to you guys.
Okay.
All right. Well, we'll catch you next week, folks. Tell us about the games that you've played in the interim. We'd love to hear about them.
Yes. We will be in the
Bye.
comments. Bye. I need to get ready. I got two of